Hey, my name is Jer, and I'm a pothead, and I'm a 60s-born child who's always loved marijuana. And I use it for healing, pain, all kinds of things, or just to get my head right. I would love to come to one of your events. Let me know. You have my number. Hit me. Hit me back, and I'll be there, okay? Pipe lit and everything. Bye.
If it ain't got that drip.
If it ain't got the drip, it ain't it.
It ain't it.
Yeah. All right, let's do it, guys.
Let's go.
Rolling. In 3, 2, 1.
All right, so Jordan said we good. David, how you feeling?
Great.
Everything looking good. Big bro, how you feeling?
Good.
Yo, O. Sugar Bear.
Yo.
The family.
Yes, sir.
All right. Glad.
Feeling like the Muhammad Ali, baby, with
All
fucking the top, pound for pound champ, baby, undefeated here in the building.
All right, that's how I like it. I like it. That's how I like it. So, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What the fuck is the deal? I'm here. My name is Ramon Reyes, co-founder and creator of Happy Munkey. Y'all already know my man Vlad. And today, we heading home today. We heading uptown. It's special. We got a room full of uptown fellas. So y'all know today is uptown energy. Dyckman is in the motherfucking building. We got our friend, our co-brander, because we the growth was together. We was able to see the evolution together because we shared the same space. Entrepreneur. We call him Hood Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Our friend, Titans Greenery, Tito, my brother. Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
You hear a lot of times, like nowadays, everybody throws around that term legacy. Here in New York, there's very few people that, not only participated, but also know, like, every single part of what happened from then to now. So it's like one of the last elders of the village that knows the true stories.
Absolutely.
And that was involved in them, not from third parties. So it's an honor to have you here, my brother. You know what I mean? And in these days, unfortunately in New York, they don't give the OGs their flowers, but we do. So it's an honor to have you here, my brother.
Absolutely. Que pasa, man? Come on, my brother. This is the money right here. This feel good right here.
This is home right now.
Yeah, man. Today I think, I just kind of want to establish not only who you are, just a lot of who you are, right? Not just, the legacy. Like I said earlier, I want to explain the growth, right? You went through it, been through it, and now we're here, right? So I don't just want to I want to touch on everything, right? And we go get it crazy. We go get it. We can get as crazy as you want.
We're definitely gonna get,
But we'll also keep it cannabis culture. We'll keep it munchies. But we go keep it uptown. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that I'm gonna ask because I want to make sure that today, I'm hitting uptown a lot because I want people to understand that this is basically an uptown fucking show. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, so. And also, this is today for me, personally, this is like a beacon today. Today, this is like a beacon for all my uptown guys, for all my legacy guys, right? All my legacy girls, right? People that haven't been comfortable with coming out the shadows yet, right?
Yes.
But they've been in the game. They deserve their flowers, right?
Cannabis,
and this is the least that we can do that we was talking about earlier for legends and anybody who participated is that, this is what we have now, right? Our platform is the podcast, our merch, and anything we got, our events. This is how we give back to any of our legends, right? Until things change, right? And we open up stores, things have changed. There's a different way to give back, right, to our legends. But for right now, this is the way we give back. And anybody who's willing to say their story and talk about their story, we want to do that too. We want to be able to
this is definitely
that.
legendary. I feel that this is a way, like you said, to give back to to the community, to people, like you said, give them their flowers, and to me, I'm honored.
And I want to say the truth, and then I'm going to go into some updates I got here. Yeah. Like, what people need to understand is that if you don't know where we came from, you don't know where you're going. So even me, with 25 years in the game, I'm looking forward to learn today. Because you go before that, and you know the history before that.
Yes.
And if we don't understand how this game got created and how it got here, then we're not going to know where we're going. So I'm a student of the game, so I'm also looking forward to learning today. Yeah. Now, let me get people some updates, and then we're going to do a deep dive with my brother, Titans.
Let's go.
So, first of all, I want to give a shout-out to Community Board 12 Task Force.
Yes,
Yesterday
sir.
we went for our
Yes,
first
sir.
location uptown. We bringing it back up to my man Tito's hood, where it all started at. We got the first green light, so shout out to them. We want to make sure that all y'all keep calling in to the hotline, making sure you dropping those jewels and dropping those lines, and I mean that you keep them buzzing. Also, as we expand, we're growing. If you want to be down with the dream team, go to the bio, give your information.
Right,
and
there's a link there, right, David?
we want to show love. You know what I mean? It's the Uptown way.
That's the Uptown way
So,
for sure.
so my man Tito,
Yes,
this shit
sir.
is gonna be like fucking like a journey, because you've been on a hell of a journey, my
Yes.
brother. So I want to start by saying my personal story, and then we're gonna start from there, because it
Yeah,
has
we'll
to do
start
where you're
with-
from. So started selling weed in 1998. You know, I'm from Harlem, 139. Everything being sold down there, very little cannabis. We had to go to Dyckman. First time, I remember we always had to go cop dimes, 20s, back and forth. I remember one day I said, I'm gonna buy an ounce. If it don't smoke, I sell it. And I used to have to go to Academy, to Post, to Sherman, to 204 to see who had it, because it always switched.
Yeah, always switch, yeah.
And I remember, you know what I mean, going over there, and I seen the purplest, like, and people talk about purple haze. You don't see that shit no more. The shit had like purple hues, like that shit was growing like Bruce Leroy up there, that I went and got on Academy when I was coming up, and a half a pound was like 3,200.
3,200, 3,300.
So I
yeah.
want to talk about how somebody like me from 139, before the internet, before all that, and people from all the 5 boroughs and the tri-state knew to come to Academy and ask for Vice and ask for Tito and ask for all these people. How did that become a hub? How did that ring bells so far and wide that somebody like me all the way in Harlem knew, with no internet, with no nothing, to go to a block like yours and you know what you're getting without knowing nobody? You just walk up and get right, and you come back to your hood with that fire.
That's a really good question, to be honest.
Well, set the set the tone, right? He just said 1998, right?
1998, no internet, no Instagram.
None of that shit.
Well, when our block, 1998, 97, that's when it peaked, right? So to get the word out, it was pretty simple. Our internet was the clubs.
Clubs with the internet.
It was
because
the-
everybody
the
from all the
clubs.
It
hoods
was
is in
the clubs. All the players used to go to the clubs, right? We had the Chaz, we had, Exit,
Chaz.
down in Harlem, right in your hood, around there,
Chaz was popping. We was
And,
in
and all the bud dealers and anybody that was hustling, that's where they was at. And that's where that's that term, movies. That comes. I'll tell you a little bit more about that.
Movies.
There's
Niggas
some
was really
special
popping
people
bottles.
in my heart that created those trends.
Yeah.
Yo, we doing a movie tonight. You know what I'm saying? And those are brothers of mine. And so I would say the clubs, right? That was one of them. You go show off, popping the bottles, and that's how you networked, right? But remember, the first time I went to try to even get that bud, or not even me, because I'm not gonna put myself as first of anything. I was just part of the first, right? I'm not
that first wave of people that started
I'm
doing
not gonna sit here and be like, yo, I brought Haze from, because
Sure,
we've heard it
yeah.
before, right? And we're not doing that. Now, for me, the way it started, it was literally, standing on a block. Just nothing was happening. My block is a hill, right? So when you come off the highway, it's exit 17. You got a choice. You can make a right on Henshaw, go down and go up to Seaman, and then make a right. That's even before going into Dyckman, to that whole other world.
Definitely.
You understand? So we had that advantage regardless, because anybody that came from anywhere to do anything in Dyckman came. If you came
Right
from
off
the
the
west
highway.
side,
Yeah,
go and then go
literally.
down that hill. So if you're a hustler, you waving motherfuckers down. I mean, I don't mean to, but you waving them down.
brother.
We got a product.
Listen, brother, there's no
I'm just
restrictions
saying,
here. We say
I don't know
whatever
if
the
we
fuck we
being
want
censored
on
or
here, brother.
anything,
We not
so-
censor
nigga,
nothing.
All right,
We say what we
so I
say.
could be all right.
Yeah, say
so
what we
anyway, so like going back to the clubs and going back to like waving people down, for me, the way the way the Haze came to my block in the sense of it wasn't even Haze. We didn't even know what the fuck was Haze, bro. I'm gonna keep it real.
So this is before '98, then. This is way before.
This is way before '98. That's why
That's when I went.
Yeah,
I was already
but
rocking.
But that's why I'm going down that road to '93, right, Rich?
Oh,
'93.
You see?
'93. You know why?
It was early. It took time.
It took time.
Remember you put up a video the other day, my nigga, and you saw
That was
niggas pulling up to the
97.
block.
That's when the block was at its peak.
That's when I went.
Yes. All right.
Shit
So
was rocking.
to get to where you found out about it, '98. That's a few years, right?
Yeah, that's
so.
years after.
You know, for us, we didn't even know what we had or what it was. It was just, you know, like a hydro, different exotic weed, una hawaiiana, some shit like that.
But can I mention, right, if we're talking like early 90s, right, most of Uptown from 135th, Harlem, all the way to Dyckman, 225th, it was Brick Central.
Exactly. I was gonna.
There
get
was
to
no
it.
weed. Like niggas was. Some people had weed. Like
Why
the
did we have
Jamaicans
to
had
go all the way up
weed
there?
and all that shit. That
Yeah, 'cause
weed wasn't a thing.
I'm originally from 139 in Hamilton Place, right on the corner, across the street from the church. That's where I resided from, and from there I moved to Dyckman to Academy in '81, right? So, but anyway, going back to '92, '93, right? There was really no weed spots in Dyckman.
So that
right?
shit is rare,
There was
yeah.
the weed spots that was in Dyckman was, and I got them off the top of the head because it was like yesterday for me. Apartment 4R, you had Vermelia with the pellets. You had Post and Dyckman with the Tabla Noel, rest in peace. You feel me? You had the brothers Risk, Brucey and Kidge and them. They were selling Nicks on Nego and 204. That was it. That was kind of it. And on Sherman, they had some shit called Indica. Remember, back then, we didn't know the terms. So everybody else was just selling that white, right?
Yeah,
you feel me?
that's what it
Everybody else
was.
was
That's-
selling
yeah,
that white.
that's what it was.
So back in '93, I'm gonna tell you how it all started in Academy. So like that, you get the whole picture of how people started coming to the block, right? You know, Carlito, rest in peace. You know, he had just came home around that same time. Or no, he already had like 2 years home. And I'm just kind of like going off the head so you could kind of visualize what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to get on. Richie was still kind of young. He was still going to college. I think he was playing college ball or something, right? So I'm already in my own little world, but I'm trying to get on too. Because remember, I'm 17, 18
You trying to
years
find
old.
your way. Where you gonna get into that?
You know, I'm 18. I'm not really doing much at
And
the
the
crib.
streets is shaking. There's money outside.
And I
It's
already
not like
tried a few little things, like with my brother Sugar Bear back in, you know, like try to
Shout
sell some
out Sugar
krills.
Bear.
Shout out Sugar Bear. That's my bro for
Yeah, he
life.
back there.
You know,
Let's
try to
go.
sell some krills and shit like that. But that really wasn't my thing, right? I was scared because my pops would fuck me up, right? You know, like it was serious. I was only 17 years old. So Carlito already was a little ahead of the game. Carlito already had partaked in a lot of situations, you know, going on, you know, and I'm very careful the way I speak about his legacy.
I'll rewind. Who's Carlito?
Carlito's Vice. He's like a brother to me, right? More than a brother. And Carlito, when he moved around my block and everything, we just hit it off. But Carlito was a dude that really was a hustler, you know what I mean? And also like a big brother.
Even
know?
before the whole weed wave.
whole weed.
He was always a leader and a hustler.
Yeah, and that was something like we stepped on shit, bro. That's what I'm trying to give you the whole story. We stepped on shit when it came to selling Haze on the block. You feel me?
What do you mean by saying we stepped on shit? Because I know what you mean by that.
Yeah, like
right?
it just happened. It came from doing one thing that happened, literally. So, you know, it's crazy because Carlito, he did a little time. He used to be rocking in 173rd. That's what he used to be with Booby, old school Booby, you know, the crack era, right? He did a little time. He came home. I'm like 15, 16 years old. I'm trying to like, you know, like.
It's Lil Tito.
This little Tito, right? Little
Trying to
Tito.
get it shaking.
And I remember that he didn't want to fuck around with the streets no more. So at the time, I was working in a supermarket called Sloan's in the
I
village.
remember Sloan's.
Remember Sloan's in the village, right?
crazy.
In the
That's
village, I
crazy.
was working. So I even took him, trying to get him a job and everything. You know, whatever. You know, that's little Tito trying to help the
Yeah.
bro. Fast forward, he just, you know, he went back to what he knows, right? You know, and like I said, it's hard for me not to bring him up in my journey And it's a sensitive subject, and I'm gonna say here, with his daughters and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, we look him as, people that know about him look him as, he's
a legend
and this and that, but it's deeper when it comes to your kids and you lose somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never try to, but I have to mention him
because he's legendary.
Part of my journey.
And he's part of why we got a $6 billion industry now. He was part of that movement that built that.
It gets sensitive because sometimes as a kid, you don't get it and you won't understand it. Even though you're a grown person, you still don't get it. But, I just want to say it on camera, anything that I say about my brother is sincerely from my heart. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about this, right? He showed me the game. And then others and mentored me within the game. So it's just, I'm going to say, so I'm standing in front of my block on 678 Academy, which that's the building I grew up in, right? I'm standing there. I'm trying to get on. Remember, I'm trying to get on.
Trying to find your way, baby.
So, all my brothers, the old school brothers, they was doing the other thing. They was going to Cleveland, Ohio. Sugar Bear was already in Mass. You feel me? Childhood friend. He's already on some. He's on the next level shit, and I'm still trying to get on. You feel me? So that winter, Carlito had came through. I didn't know at the time what it was. Because he already had a run. And his bread got up. But he came through. He came through with something which I didn't know at the moment what it was. And I'm watching him right on the block. And one day he comes out the building and he's like, "Yo, Tito, come with me. I'm gonna make you $100."
Right then,
I was like, "What?" Right there in front of the building, Rich. And he's like, boom. He goes, "Go to 30 Cooper, stand across the street. There's gonna be a blue GMC truck." One of the dually joints the Cubans be using in Florida. He's like, it's gonna have Arizona plates. Just watch it. Don't let nobody get near it, right? So now I'm hyped. I'm like, shit, I'm
break to get in.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's popping. This is it.
This is your chance.
So now I'm across the street. I'm like 007 watching the car, making sure nobody gets near this shit. Boom. He comes down from his brother's house, 30 Cooper. Boom. He goes, "Jump in." So we take a ride. The crazy part is about this, we take a ride downtown somewhere and we park the truck and we go into a deli, right? And it's funny, a diner. And it's funny because he was like, "Okay, that's it. We're going to call a cab. We're going uptown." I'm like, "What?" Boom. So on the way up, he's like, "Yo, what do you think we got in here?" I was like, "Yo, I don't know. I just know that you told me that, whatever." He's like,
you my man,
"Yo, we had 100 pounds in here." And he wanted to see my reaction to see if I get shook. You understand? To see if I get shook. Because you got
a piff.
No, regular Arizona seed green weed from Mexico. Arizona place.
A mango piña.
No, that shit was regular
Arizona,
shit.
Nigga,
$700 piece.
Yeah, rags.
But there was the green ones, nice. But
$700 piece back then.
But my nigga, 100 piece back then, bro. 100 piece back then, you get locked up, bro. And you go to jail.
Absolutely.
You get a whole charge, bro. But I still didn't know what type of weed it was. He just told me we had 100 pounds of weed, right? I never got to see it. Moving forward, time passes, whatever. Now we're getting into the summer around Father's Day, right? And mind you, that was it. That was the only $100, the only book that I made. That whole, that little couple of months. But I'm hype. I'm still stuck on that shit. And it's funny because on Father's Day, it was a Sunday morning. Big June from my block, Carlito, they go and knock at my mother's house and they wake me up. I'm sleeping in a bunk bed. My sisters are sleeping upstairs and I'm in the room right the little room right there, and I'm just chilling. And they wake me up. "Yo, T, I need you to come downstairs." So I go downstairs.
That's when you had to go get people back in the day.
You know what I'm saying?
They knocked on your door like, "Nigga, come down."
And he goes, "Yo, I need you to come downstairs." So I come down. He's like, yo, remember that truck? Remember that truck? And I was like, "Oh, yeah, from last time." He goes, "All right, this time you're not going to go with me. You're going to go to the back and you're going to go in the trunk part. You know that how it has the bed and it has a cover? You're going to open that and you're going to jump inside and you're going to unload the shit. Somebody's going to come." That was divine. And they came to help him. I guess they knew. I didn't know. When I go and I lift up the thing, there was bales. But I didn't know what the fuck was a bale, bro. You got to understand this. So to me, this is I'm thinking in the Pablo Escobar movie or something. This is the first time I see some shit. So He was like, yo, you just got to unload. So we started unloading them. There was like 300 pounds, right? And so, like, fast forward, that's when it happened for me. Like, I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to do.
And now you making, you getting your stripes
so I'm
to
like,
get in.
Shit. No, but then the crazy part is that Carlito was such a businessman and such a hustler that he wasn't going to put it in my hands to do it. Like, he wasn't going to have the whole operation. I'm going to work, right? I'm just going to work and get a salary, nigga. Nah, you got to figure this shit out. We got 300 Ps. So we take them upstairs. We open them up. This is the first time I actually see is that green. Some of them were real bright green. Some of them was kind of seeds, whatever. So we unload these shits and we put them away. Now, moving forward, that was like the first time for me to really know what I got myself into.
That's when you pop your cherry right there.
I was like, it's on.
I'm in the big leagues
like
now.
I said, I've done, I was hustling. I did, I even sold little tray bags and shit. But now I'm like, now we talking peas. Like, where we going to store this shit? That was the first question I asked. Where we going to put this shit away?
Crazy.
Right? It so happens, we all did our part. I took a bale to my mom's house, put it under the bed. My man Divine took like mad bales. We made it happen, right? So, right then, like everybody on my block never sold bud. Everybody sold coke. That's what they did. Cleveland, Massachusetts. That's when they
out of town.
That's what brothers did. You know what I'm saying? So now we like the whole game is changing for them. We got the weight apartment right there, niggas. We got Big Rick. You know what I'm saying? Like doing the damn thing, and so we put everything away, whatever. And I remember that Carlito was like, yo, we got to sell this shit now.
Now it's the off part, right?
That's cool. Yeah, we put it away. Yo, but we got to sell this. And, the only person that came to my mind for me to sell my first P was, and that's why, and then we still friends. And I'm going to talk about that too. Bruce, Kidge, Risk. Remember, we used to go to, not remember, but I'm trying to just...
There's only a few people at that time that you could go to that's really moving and shaking like that.
Yeah, and they just, they had dreads, bro. They was into the Bob Marley stuff, you feel me? So I went straight to them, and they bought 2 Ps off of me. I felt like the man. I was like, nah. And these are my high school buddies, like, you know what I mean? We used to battle dance and everything, especially Bruce. He used to love dancing. So, we do it, right? I get that done. Now everybody's out. There was this other guy named Frankie that he came from the dope game. He was a good friend of Carlito. He was also in the whole thing. So now, mind you, now we hitting. I'm calling Richie. I'm like, yo, Rich, I don't know what we're gonna do, but you got to start selling something, right? So Richie, he was like, yo, so let me get a pound. I give him a pound. So he starts, doing his thing.
Everybody got to figure it out.
I start hitting the Bronx. But I'm going to keep coming back and forth because the whole thing is you had to build a network. You had to build relationships so people could know that it wasn't only about that you had the fire, of course, because cash is king, right? Especially in those days. So if you had cash, you had the best. You had with gold trimmings on it if you wanted. It wasn't about the plug. Cash was king, right?
And you have to know the select few people that you could trust that got that cash.
Exactly. So as we're moving forward, now this is 93, right? We got stuck with 100 pounds. But before that, when I remember we going back, so when we went and I did the first run with him that he gave me $100, he dropped off. Come to find out that those first 100 Ps, my brothers bought them from Heath.
That's crazy.
You get it? Because they had a relationship. You understand? Remember, we're going back and forth with the relationships, right? So, and Heath is a historical block.
Absolutely.
I used to go by Knicks. Dimes and stuff like that.
That's the weed block in the Bronx.
In the Bronx, and it was right close to Dyckman. That was, and I went to John F. Kennedy. So I had.
But let people know, see, because this is what one thing that people didn't do, right? We had to chase wherever the weed was at. Right? So we had to go cop as a smoker. Forget about
making business. Smoker.
To even find the fire, right? You gotta go look for that shit. And you heard
no GPS.
You
no
heard.
GPS,
oh shit, the dude over there got it. and you gotta go figure it out. You gotta roll the dice, and if it's 3-4 y'all in the car, y'all gotta roll the dice too in the car. Yo, who's getting out to go try to cop?
Certain hoods, like, oh shit, I'm going over here. But as a smoker, that was always the missions, because I remember going to Elliot and Jerome to get the chocolates. Do you know what I'm saying? Right there, Elliot, the Jamaicans selling the chocolate. You know what I mean? So going to 127th, the basement where you knock and you put the money and you don't even see nobody. You feel me? So that I get it. Like that was part of the. So going back to Heath, since they had a relationship. So moving forward a little bit, then now we kind of stuck with another like 200 pounds. And like I make dudes in Crotona. I ended up going to Crotona, going into like basements with the Rastamans, just smoking and be like, yo, and risk it. Like, yo, bro, I got a bail. What happened? And they like the style and they just buy it off of me, come back on, then we build relations. So we did move some more.
Hold up, Tito, for people that don't understand. So, because everybody know I not be from New York, but understand. So, y'all don't understand that back then in 1993, 94, 95, for you to move from hood to hood, you really had to know somebody everywhere you was going. And he's uptown in Dyckman, and he's crossing over to the Bronx, to Crotona. You really had to be really ballsy, because now everybody goes over the 5 boroughs, but back then you didn't really go to other neighborhoods like that.
And it was different, bro. And the way I speak it is because it's how it comes to my head. Like none of this is rehearsed.
Of course not. This is
I gotta crystallize it for
that. None of it's rehearsed. I'm just telling you for what it is, as I remember and how, because I partake in it, right? And just going to some Rastaman, guns on the table, a 10-pound bail, my man waiting for me outside, and just don't know, yo, who's the man here, and just try, and sell it and make the sale.
Really hustle. Don't be shy, nigga. That shit is what I was real.
I'm light skinned as a motherfucker. Dominican going into, because I didn't even go. The only first Dominicans that I sold to was Bruce and them, but they were like Rastas at the time because they had dreads and everything. So that was always the culture for me. And the Jamaicans.
And say back then there was no selling 100 pounds to Dominicans, because that's not what Dominicans.
They wasn't even into that. That wasn't even the thing.
That wasn't really like
that wasn't the thing.
And back then, the people that were running the game were the Rastas. The people that was doing hundreds of pounds were the Rastas.
You got to give them their flowers,
absolutely,
bro.
The Jamaicans was rocking hard.
And I go in, and then from there, we started a flow down. And that same process, that's when they had raided the block. We had a thing apartment, and they got raided. There was, some guy with sales at Tirado on 30 cops, the whole thing. Regular guns found in the apartment. Niggas get arrested, whatever. So, in between that, 207 had these legends, Rich, Wasted. He's like a big brother to me. And they used to do the same thing. Plus, they had an apartment on the block. Now, KL, rest in peace, used to work with Rich. You know what I'm saying? And being their vice and KL were brothers, it was a thing. He was on Pose. We got the stuff going on in Academy. Plus, they had a thing in Academy. So, because I'm moving back and forth, but the whole thing is that in that spot that these guys had, and they, a lot of different people used to go.
207?
207. It was the Billards. Remember the Billards?
207 and what? Like
207 by the Tinas. What the Tinas at, they had something going there, and they also had so his brother used to work with them, right? ¿Qué pasa? There, you had all types of people coming to get that thing, that white. But guys would come from upstate that were growing bud. Like this guy named, P-Man. Yo, he always came with the Northern Lights. We didn't even know what the hell was Northern Lights. So all the relationships started merging through there. You know what I'm saying?
Whoever was really hustling was all
and that, because the same game, it started going from there. Then one day we just like, yo, bro. And to be honest, the idea, and I'm going to say it here because you got to give people their real flowers. The idea wasn't from Carlito, Vice, rest in peace, to open up a Haze spot on the block or a weed spot, anything of it. It was my big brother June and I, and because what he saw with the bud, he was like, yo, bro, let's just bag this shit up like the Jamaicans and just sell all this shit.
Why are we getting stuck with the 100, 200 pounds?
You got what I'm
saying?
Break it down? So he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But from one moment to another, you know, like things happen. Let's say bro just, you know, he moved on because he used to do other things, right? Carlito with the relationship coming from 207, boom, with the Northern Lights. All of a sudden, we tried it. He put some hydro, like we was just getting it tried out. That weed that we used to call hydro, right?
Hydro.
No,
that's better
nobody could
weed.
tell me that they were looking for something called specifically Haze at that time.
People just
There was Northern Lights, there was Hawaiianas and stuff like that, but nobody was really calling it Haze. Well, at least in my sector where I was at, right? So
1993.
no, bro. 93, maybe one old school dude that I remember in the Heights had, you know, and it was through Nelly. Old school Nelly Farms from Florida. And we'll talk about him in as we go with the journey, right? They might have had an old school dude, because, you know, me and him, you know, we know each other. He told me, he broke the story down to me, how he came up over here. And he was talking about 1992. You feel me? So that's before kind of like me even knowing Haze and shit like that. So we start the spot off. I remember Carlito, he
you selling dimes, 20s next?
Wait. He tells me, he sends me to this OG named Me Too. I don't know if anybody, old school Me Too.
Sounds familiar.
He's one of the first dudes that kind of flew out to Europe, to Amsterdam, to get seeds.
Crazy.
Me Too, and that was his compadre. And then the other guy, Shark, I never really interacted, but I knew about him. I knew who he was. Another legendary person that really, you know, and he's still a fire-ass, you know, cultivator. Shout-outs to him. But Me Too gave me my first bundle. I went to 177th and Fort Washington and knocked on the walk-in door right there, and he gave me a bundle. And he gave me 20s, right?
A bundle of 20s.
A bundle of 20s.
How many was in the bundle? Like 20, 15?
I forgot. Because at 56 was the dime. 56, so basically, what was it? 28, yeah.
So people don't understand is that
8.9.
you are
8.9.
You are in these blocks. You out in these blocks. It's not like now everybody got apes, everybody got all this shit. It's dimes and 20s. And you got a bundle of 28 20s. You know, first of all, you got to be a getting money man or woman to be smoking 0.8s and 0.9s for $20. And you got to have the right clientele that in the hood can afford that. I'm just going to give them clarity.
No, that's what, come on, man, we team, baby. We working this.
That was happening back
Yeah,
then.
we working this. So, but the thing was, he went, I picked up the 20s, the dubs, and, you know, we start selling. My boy Divine, he helped me start the pitching process on the block. Yes. But the whole thing was, and I'm going to get to the dimes, how we started just messing with the dimes, because Carlito came back. It was like, no, we got to cut these in half and get more dimes and get more people. I remember that. He was like, yo, we got to cut these in half.
Let's explain what pitching is.
Yeah,
I think people understand.
Yeah, it's fact.
You don't see that nowadays too much.
Yeah. So the pitcher basically is the heart and soul of the spot, brother. I'm sorry to say
That's the bud tender.
That's the bud tender. That's the guy that takes all the
bud
risks.
tender on the block.
He's the guy that gets run up on. He's the guy that creates all the relationship if he's a smart pitcher.
Absolutely.
You feel me? He's the guy that everybody loves. The girls love him.
He's doing the hand-to-hand.
He's doing the hand-to-hand, and he's the one being watched.
He's the one doing the upselling.
Yeah.
He's the one being watched. Every time them D's roll up, he's the one that made the sale, so he gets locked up with the customer. So, the picture is very important. It was very important at that time. Of course, management, too. You know, you had the runners. You had the guy with the books, you know. It was, but that, you know, that is like, you know, we got to get to that.
You got to get to that. You got to start first.
You got to start.
So right now we start cutting the 20s in half, and we're going to
he's like, yo, we got to cut.
Everybody starts as the pitcher. You the pitcher. That's it. That's what you are.
He was like, yo, we got to cut these 20s in half and make them dimes. Like, you know, so I'm looking at him like, yo, whatever. I'm just trying to sell this. You know, whatever. Works. You know, so he comes back. I guess he picked up more or whatever. He comes back, and he figured out a way where the 0.4s, which is 0.4. I don't know who ever seen a 0.4.
0.4 of 1 gram.
Of 1 gram of weed. You know what I'm saying?
And 1/8 there is like 8.4.
Yeah,
Let's bring back the old baggie. This is like This is like
Micro smoking.
Micro smoking. Yo, I'm telling you, that's gonna be a new one. Everybody's
That's it. Like something
I'm
a
a
little
co-sign
smaller
that.
than this.
I'm a trademark.
I'm giving them the analogy. There's
Right?
8
Yeah, even less.
smaller, right?
There's
Even
8 dimes and
smaller.
an eighth at that size.
Yo, so the .4s, if you do the math, gives you 56 bags on the money on the dot, which is $560 and $10, right? You know what I mean?
That was
so
crazy.
so now I'm like, oh, so this is what
You
it
guys
is.
do the math.
You do the, you know what I mean? So the point is that if you would put it in one of those little 15 by 50, you know, those other regular dime bags or whatever, it wouldn't look right. It just wouldn't look right. It would look too small, and then it's just like a crack vial. Remember, this guy comes from doing the crack sales, bro, with the little botellitas. So he goes and gets double seal bags, the dope bags. The dope bags, the ones that you see how they got the wax ones. People from the Lower East Side that really, Avenue D, B, shout outs to them. Yeah. They know what I'm talking about. Well, they come with the wax things. You fill it up, and then there was these other little plastic bags that look like Himalito bags, like jellyfish. You put them in there and you double seal them, right? So how about if you don't put the dope bag in there, no dope, and you spread out the weed nice and fluffy in there, and then you seal it. It looks like it looks like it has more. You get what I'm saying? It looks like it has more than what it really is, and then it's just nice packaging. It's sealed. Nobody's touched it. Remember, and for all you guys that do packaging now and everything,
we had to seal that shit one by one.
No, and we was creative with that too, because later on people came with the bottles, the blood tubes, the jars, the coffins. You feel me? So we was doing the packaging too back then. So now these little bags look so nice. So when you buy a dime and then you try it, the weed is fire.
And
it's not an Arizona, bro. It's not a skunk. And back then, they wasn't even calling that shit Arizona. Let's keep that shit real. It was called skunk. No, it was Reggie's or skunk. The skunk was the top tier of the regular Mexican weed. That a lot of people, you could call it Reggie all you want, but some of them pounds came with no seeds and they were beautiful, bro.
That's a mango piña.
That's a mango piña. A skunk bud. That, to me, that was one of the best buds besides any hydro or anything. A real good skunk bud to me was fire. And you made money. There was profit in that shit. You feel me? So, so now we're moving forward. Now we rocking, we standing on the block, people coming down, we waving them down. You know what I'm saying? It only takes a couple of dope hustlers to try it, that's making money, right? And then they in the clubs. Now they buying $200 pieces, right? They buying $200 worth of dimes, and they blowing that shit in the club exit, 40-40. Not 40-40. That's Club New York.
Club New York.
You know what I'm saying? Club Ivies.
Yeah.
The big dog clubs. Like Club Exit. People going the tunnel. Now they blowing $200-300 thing, and if you a smoker and I'm over here with the bottles, the shorties, and I'm burning it down,
and you smell that,
you're gonna
ask
me, what you got there? Yeah, we got that shit on Academy, bro.
Yep.
Some people didn't even know. Some people thought Academy or Dyckman was the Bronx. You get what I'm saying?
And we're like, Dyckman is north.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
so
like
I had
the tip
to,
top of
everywhere
Manhattan.
I would go out of Dyckman, I had to explain, yo, bro, we borderline with the BX. We not Bronx. We not Washington Heights, and nothing against or anything, because nobody knew
geography.
It was just plain geography, right? So, because there was really nothing up there. So imagínate, now people start coming up there, when... 95, 96. 95, it was getting lit. Now Carlito.
Giuliani era, baby.
Yeah, the
Smashing
Giuliani.
everybody.
Look, now Carlito, Vice, and all of us, we figured it out. We was like, oh, we gotta get this joint. This is the one. And then him, he was just good. Like he was good with the eye. He knew what he liked to smoke. He knew what the people wanted. We over here thinking yo, this shit is like crack, bro. Like people just keep coming back.
From far and wide.
They coming back. Mind you, we hustling. Now, when you got your own hood coming, remember, we on a hill. You got your own hood coming up. Guys that you went to school with, guys that, from the block that they doing their thing or whatever case may be, coming to buy weed off of us. We're like, we got this.
We got something.
We got this. You know what I'm saying?
You on to something.
Yeah, so now, like I said, I keep bringing the clubs up because that's where everybody did their fronting.
Of course.
And that's why everybody did their connections. And that's why everybody did their networking. So like I said, people blowing it down. There's no internet. Now the word starts getting around.
Yep.
Right? So now, like I would say in the Heights, 174, the 173rds, and those blocks like that. And there's pretty much all of them, bro. Like, I got to give them, give them the respect. White Boy Kev with 184, 173rd, all that. Those are 163rd. I got to give it to them, They, 142nd and Bro around your way with the Botanica.
The Botanica.
So people,
Botanica.
they had the thing. But for the reason why Dyckman became a hub, and I'm going to say it on camera, of Haze was because the first crew, because remember, all right, for this to work, first cash is king. And for this to work, there was key players. There had to be key players to kind of unite and kind of get what you needed, right? So I need this for my block, I got this for you, right? So the guys from Sherman, Rob, Antoine, John Paul, Johnny, like those dudes were like one of the first guys that I know that went to Florida to get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they hooked up with other dudes like, companies like CNOs, and stuff like that, and they had a way of bringing it to New York where it was through planes. Like, I guess they had the plug had that, like they do it now, but they had like a little thing going on with that.
I mean, it's super pre 9/11,
but I don't know the
man.
details,
Nobody cares
but
about
the reason
this
why I
shit.
could say it because I participated with some of the players because that's how, I knew how they used to come with the work because they used to come and see Carlito and Carlito used to cash them out.
For people that don't understand, I was just going to say that because I need to crystallize it, give you my experience. So at that same time, when I told you I used to go to Canada, then afterwards, like I told you, then going to Sherman, going to Post.
Yeah, you're
then,
chasing the weed.
For people that don't know out there, and you confirm, Tito, if I'm bugging out or not, that doesn't exist now. But every summer, from like June to the end of August, there was a drought.
Ooh.
For what y'all don't know, what a drought is, that you got the money and you can't get it. So I used to have to go during these times to Sherman, to Rob and Amal and Antoine, all them dudes, and there's a line of big dudes. I'm young, I'm like 17, 18 years old. I want a little pound or two, and they want to buy it all, and they looking out for me by selling me the pound or two because they could have sold it all without me.
Yes,
Crazy.
yes. So that's how, and the reason why I mentioned them because if I don't, like for me, for myself, it wouldn't be right for my integrity. Why? Because we weren't going to Florida to pick up Haze.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was bringing it to us to buy it off. Yeah. And in that process, like I said, it's all about relationships, the brothers from Heath. Because that's how I met the brothers from Heath. And I know them for 30 years. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they've been a big part of my life in every single way, as friends, brothers, business, putting me on to like, ideas like, yo, bro, what if? Like, what if it pops, right? And we've had our runs, right? So they were there. They had the relationship, and the funny thing about it was that once you had, look, all right, and my brother told me that from Heath. He was like, look, once you got all the work, you cause an effect. How do you cause an effect? Cash is king. You understand? You put your money where you at. Then you control the market. You control who gets what. So these two guys, Academy and Heath, had the market on smash. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I'm not bragging. I'm there. I'm the guy that's opening the doors when the guys are coming to buy. I wasn't selling all those peas. Although, you know what I'm saying? I was the guy opening the door. You feel me? I'm learning.
You saw when it went from none of that happening to where it got to that point.
Boom. You know what I'm saying? So now we wholesaling. Now we this. Now, whatever. And so Carlito pretty much had the game on lock. So everybody, you know, anybody from Dyckman could say, yes, I did it. But there's a lot of key players in Dyckman, bro, that really did their thing. Blocks, and I'm going to mention them, and I'm going to give them their flowers. But before that, it was on my block. You understand? And it went down, and like I said, because Carlito Vice, rest in peace, he wanted a cause and effect. Right? He wanted anybody from the Heights, anybody that would go and like serve White Boy Kev, like, you know, Peluche, guys like that, you know, that they had the puré. I remember that guy Peluche, bro. I remember seeing a pea, and I took it on the whole half a pea. Just remember Rich there? That they would just pull out, and I'd be like, yo, that's how you know it's fire. Remember mine? You're like, I'm Mr.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know about weed. This is the first time we all...
And it comes out like a whole, you know, and it was just like gooey, right? And, you know, those guys, like, they really did what they had to do to make everything. So, mind you, now I'm on the block and I'm just learning, like, yo, go upstairs, go get a pee, do this. Because also my cousin was involved with him, somewhat like a partner, but more like friends. And, you know, so it was like, as the time was going, all of a sudden I'm seeing all these plugs coming to the block. That, you know, like, coming, yo, we got it. You see how they do now? But it's just because they just got too much work. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could really sell
Back
it.
then, if you was ringing black bells and you had a block like
They'll
that,
come to you.
people, there's only so many of those.
Exactly.
So everybody has to come because there's only a few outlets that's trustworthy, because people don't understand that now that block shit is kind of like a thing of the past. There's only a few left that when you owned a piece of real estate that was generating money like that was known, it was a big deal because that was the outlet for any type of cannabis or whatever you had going on.
So now you got, you know, the spot starts doing really well. I would say 97, 96 going into 97, it starts doing really well. It starts doing really, like, it hit its peak. You know, it was a tricky year because at the same time, like, me and the bro, we always used to have, like, our little block fallouts as brothers. So he really took, you know, so this really was his, because we was never partners. You understand? He was just big bro, but I felt type of way because I'm from the block. You know, I've been there since 81. You feel me? So I got to eat. Richie got to eat. You feel me? Divine got to eat. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing beef, but that's what it was. But what I respected from him was that he, instead of him giving me something, because he was very controlling of what, you know, he ran it like a tight ship, right? He showed me how to do it. He showed me
$1 for game, baby.
Exactly. He showed me how to do it. Because as the like I said, 96, going into 97, yeah, he's on another level. Now he got the game on lock. Right, like as far as Haze, he got it on lock. There's no,
96,
there's only
97. That's when he started selling piff on my block now.
He had the shit on lock. Everybody from the Heights was coming to buy peas off of him. I don't care who says no, they're lying. You understand? They were coming to the block to find the piff, and we wasn't even calling it piff.
I told you all the way from 139.
Yeah, we wasn't even calling it piff. Cara, los pecaditos. You understand? Because of the double seal bag, the jellyfishes. You know, my boy Pango, I remember he had some cousins from Passaic, and he brought them over from Passaic. This is crazy. He brings them over. They love the weed. These kids were mad popular in Passaic. Yo, everybody and their mother started coming from Passaic. Passaic, Essex, from Passaic.
Jersey was coming heavy.
Right? Remember, Rich? Like, everybody from Jersey was coming. And then now, that's when I started seeing, because remember, they would ask you for ounces, and we wouldn't sell you ounces. You had to buy 56
You had to buy
bags.
Yeah.
That's how we'll throw you two if you buy 2 zips. Like, you know, like, you know, if you buy 56 twice, we'll throw you a dime for each one.
I used to throw you a dime for every 10 dimes you buy. Like, I wouldn't say you no ounces.
Exactly. So everything had to be bagged up. So now these guys from Jersey are coming and they buying a whole P bagged up, brother.
Yeah. Jersey was coming hard in my hood too.
A QP bagged up.
The newer kids were coming hard in the 90s.
Yo, I think you know him, Devious and them from that.
I know Devious.
He does the embroidery.
Yeah.
Shout out to Devious.
Yeah.
Well, his block, because I winded up, I had the pleasure even going out there to them, and they welcomed me, and I even, my boy J Mo from over there, and I wound up selling Haze.
You hood Jesus, everybody go welcome you, my brother.
Yeah, bro.
Everybody go
my man
welcome
J
you,
Mo, J Mo, remember Jersey? Shout outs to them, and I literally opened up a spot with them and everything. D Money, Choco, So just shout out to Jersey, bro. So the whole thing is that he literally had it online, and like I said, guys like White Boy Kev, they had the 3 corners on lock. Mm-hmm. You had 174, the R's in them. They had, you know what I'm saying? They had this shit. Shit was tight.
It's that like I said, you know what I mean? And I think you illustrating that because you was on that side, I was on the side that was coming. So yeah. I think that what it is, to make it clear, if I'm correct or not, it's like Vice, your block had they waved when they had it on lock.
Yeah.
Then years later, there was another block.
Wave,
am I correct?
That's what I'm trying to get at.
There was like different waves. Different people had that lock. At this time,
that was the wave.
Exactly.
That's what it was. And at the same time, like I said, the other block that I knew physically with my own eyes that I used to see that was lit. It was across the 225th Bridge, Heath. And then the funny thing is, and I'm gonna go back to relationships. The relationships. So let's say the bros from Heath came through with 20 P's of Haze, right? And it's drought season, like you were speaking about.
Bueno.
Drought season was serious.
Big bro and them, they're not gonna sell to
real quick before, because I gave them what a drought is. Now I'm gonna give you. Remember, I'm from 139. I'm not getting P's. I just got a popping spot. I'm selling 0.3s.
Yeah.
So I'm not really concerned
you paying a little
about.
High too.
I don't care. I just need to have it, right? Droughts, 72, 73, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna get $15. I don't give a fuck what it is.
I think that
I'm gonna give you $30 on top because I couldn't get it. Like you said, it's a drought.
It's a drought. So right. So if we went into a drought and we got relationships, right? And you came through with 20 P's for your spot, but your spot sells. But since I'm your boy, Carlito, Tito, White Boy Kev, or we have relationships, I'll sell you 5 P's out of mine. You might have to pay me, like you said, a little 72, whatever. But you my man. I'm not gonna let your spot dry out, bro. I got you. So right, big bro, like that's how it really was.
Yeah.
So that was the beauty of it, because it was a circle. I'm going into the circle.
When you hit, I know I got something coming.
And the way, like the network came on my block, it was crazy because I met so many amazing people like that through this man, Carlito. Because, 97 hit, unfortunately, he passed away, right? Mm-hmm. He passed away.
In the pinnacle of anything.
When it was boom. Because right then and then, in between that, like 96, 97, Percio, shout out to Percio. He opened up. Boom. This is my memory.
I remember Percio. I used to go to him, too.
Percio, my man. He opened up. He started doing well right away. And I remember... from 204.
Across the street.
He opened up Jack. You know what I'm saying? I remember me. It's crazy. I took a half a P on the low from Vice, and I took it to my man Jack, and I said, because I'm telling you, he wouldn't sell to nobody in the hood. Straight up. Hood Jesus, if you want to call it. I did that. I took a half a P on the strength, went to my man. I was like, yo, and you know whose Haze was there? Zach. Cuban Zach.
Shout out to Zach.
That lime green fire Haze. Because now I know a little bit what's crack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody really mentions his name when it comes to Haze. You feel me?
He's one of the originators.
Bro, this nigga had it on lock, bro. And I remember that Haze, we got it through OG JQ, that he was dealing with Zach. Because I never personally hang out with Zach. Baby. Right. I'm not going to sit here like, that's my man, I got him on the phone. I know people that got him on the phone, but I'm not, that's not, But at the time, JQ, which, we'll get into JQ later. That's big. That's the godfather to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
old school for real.
When I met him, I thought I met fucking Capone or some shit. You know what? Straight up. So, he was giving Carlito the work. So I went in, whatever, and I sold it. So the point is, within that, it was Percio. It was Percio, down pose. before Leandro and Burgers and them. You know what I'm saying? We had Slick, but Slick didn't have the spot. It was Shorty. And Tony El Mono.
Yeah, Shorty had that. Shorty had the spot in the hood.
I went to school with Shorty. You know what I'm saying? I went to school. We used to go and hang out in the handball courts and fucking before money, before anything, and go spend $10 and buy a Nick, and I would smoke and we'll drink and we'll talk about getting money. Like when we get older. We was like 15 years old, 14. Right? So I know him and that.
You know all the legends, nigga, because niggas end up being,
that's the type of relationship
I'm learning, baby.
You know, so... it was him, and then whatever happened, I don't want to get into details.
I feel like
certain people feel certain ways, but these are people that I never had a problem with. So if you they'd be like, "Oh, Tito," because you said.
But these are all people that affected the motion. Let's be real. That's what we're talking about here.
I feel like I'm going through the Cannabis Discovery Channel, fucking with Tito.
This is the Uptown. This is the
I came with the receipts. I got receipts in the audience right now. That could affirm this.
But this needs to be told, brother, because people think that this $6 billion industry came out of nowhere. It was blood, sweat, tears, ideas, all these things that you talk about to build this shit.
Just coming up with it, like, mind you, there's still, like, everybody talk Haze, but there was now I feel like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm preaching, but
let's
I'm
do it. Let's do it.
So,
let's do it.
There was other bud too. They had an ill market. You had, like I said, Sugar Bear going out of town. Doing
me and Sugar Bear got some mutual friends together in Mass. That's funny as hell. I'm like
the
this
law, baby.
You got the Arizonas. You got then now we're getting into like the hydro style, whatever. But this when we peaked was '97. Unfortunately, he passed away. Then about but right before that. About a month before, he would take me everywhere.
T, real quick before you move on, because I think this is very important. I want to get serious for a minute. You got to remember, T, like right now, thank God because of everything that's happened, legalization, so many people can hustle and eat off of this plant because it's not as dangerous as it was in that era to build it, right? And they don't have to worry about ever, thank God, anything serious passing away over this plant. Like, can you elaborate from your idea real quick before you move on with the story? How many people that just dealt with this plant that died putting it in for this plant?
Yeah, and that's
because that's the shoulders that we ride on right now. It's important. It can't be forgotten.
That's deep for me because a lot of people passed away because of this plant. Because, it was a friendly business. People like, Ramon, you come from that area where everybody was doing something that white and all that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody started transitioning into the bud. So going back to your question is that it started becoming violent. To a point,
but there's a reason for that because it happens with everything. It's because remember people wasn't there. You remember you started off by saying dimes, 20s, hustle, but now you correct me if I'm wrong. Now it's going into where people are dealing with hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars because that plays a role too. It's not just that it just turns.
No. But I'm just because like the way I'm speaking. But people started dying, and because just like in anything, you play in the streets, man. When the dudes came and created crack, and then at first it could have been on fine and dandy, like you said, millions of dollars. People start getting smoked. People start doing. Then you got bad shit happen.
Yep.
So whatever in that month, he kind of like showed me his network, like who he dealt with, right? Because I also, in the same process, I opened up a Nick spot on my block, right? And he introduced me to Big Bro Jay. Right.
Hey, bro,
because I wouldn't let up, right? Because at this point he got the block. This is now it's his operation. It's not Tito pitched some shit for me. Me and him is kind of separated. Not no beef shit. It was just that he took control. He took control of what he needed to do, the business he built. Now he got it like a well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? So me, I'm more of a build relationship freelance dude.
Broker.
I'm my own boss at the same time. I'm a freelancer.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
I build relationships. right? So I started with the Arizona. My boy Divine comes. Already the spot is lit. People come and bring him all the peas. This is that. In the middle of all that, I go into selling nicks on the block, right? Because now there's flow, bro.
Yeah.
Now there's money for everybody,
foot
my
traffic.
G.
Yeah,
It's
now.
different. Like, everybody just want to stick to a strain and want to talk. It's about the mechanicals of how it became $1 million business for every single block.
Every single block.
Not just Academy, not just Post, not just 174, not just 184. For
All these blocks.
Now we got money flowing around. We got all the crack dealers buying weed. We got all types of customers coming to the block now. You got what I'm saying? So I opened up this next spot, and I remember the first day I sold a pea backed up in Knicks. And we went to Bokinai, not Bokinai. He's from Dyckman, but Nicanor from 162nd. And I went and bought a half a pound of Arizona. That nigga raped me. That nigga charged me $9.50. $9.50 for it. You heard what I your shit? That's good green shit. $9.50, bro. But I sold that shit like in less than a day. Boom, whatever. So it's late. Now we got the flow network. Everything is going on. From there, Carlito, he see like, yo, this nigga ain't letting up. So now I'm going paying almost a rack for half a pea of fucking nice Arizona. It wasn't the best, but but it's flowing every day. I'm doing a pea, a half a pea, right?
It's flowing.
So he sees me. He's like, yo, bro, listen, I'm introduce you to somebody, because you're not gonna stop, right? He's like, yo, you're not gonna stop. So he introduced me to my brother Jay. Boom! I remember Jay pulls up with the little Pathfinder. Boom! Yo, what's good, Daddy? Boom,
Jay with
what
the
up?
Pathfinder.
Yeah, Big Jay, bro.
Early 90s.
Pillar in this game, pillar. I big him up. I learned a lot from this man, bro. And he pulls up. He throws. He be like, yo, he sells me, I think 2 peas, I think it was, and I bought it. Then 2 days later, some nice green Ari. Mind you, we got the Haze is popping. Like, everybody's dancing on the block. Carlito got the, he got the Crown V with the Musicon, the little red Jeep, whatever. He's balling, right? Mind you, I'm Haze. Now I'm like, all right, the Haze, everybody's going crazy, but this money in this Arizona, nigga, fuck that shit, right? So what happened, like the second time or the third time I called Jay, he's like, yo, bro, leave me the fuck alone. Yo, I'm gonna give him my brother's number. You'll get along with him.
I can see that happening.
Yo, bro, listen. That's why everything changed. But unfortunately, within that same time, that happened to Carlito, and he passed away. So after everything was said and done, whatever, we on the block, his brother, he's like, yo, we gotta open up the spot again. Mind you, remember, this man, he had everybody and their mother hitting this man off for the block. The block was producing 30 bands. Crazy. Easy. Right, Rich? Because Rich used to bag it up. With Baby, rest in peace, Baby, bagging it up.
30 grand a day, dimes and 20s.
Years old, right? Right, Rich? What was the numbers?
Dimes and 20s.
Say the numbers, Rich.
60 the ounces.
And how many pieces, all day bagging?
All day, 9 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night.
Bagging, dime bag.
Non-stop.
In the morning. Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So when he, that happened, everything un revolú, you know what I'm saying? So a couple of weeks later, the brother reopens up, whatever. Now, I go see the bro that he gave me the number. Yo, you get along with him, right? So I remember we go to Decatur. I go to Decatur. I go with a shorty that I was messing with. And I go with a little book, but I'm gonna go buy my little 2 peas. When I walk in, the bro comes out, yo, Daddy. Yo, you family? You Carlito's cousin? Yo, you go with me, Daddy. Boom, and hits me.
Now you gotta go home with that.
I'm calling the cab.
Hit you with what,
I got like
brother?
a 20 pack, I think, or 15 pack. You feel me?
Half a piece.
You a whole bag. Nigga say, yo, Daddy, you good. Boom. Hits me with the, and then he tells me, don't even put it on the scale. Just open it and just bag it up. Mind you, this Haze popping on the block. Everybody.
This shit, bro. I told you ain't gotta weigh it.
Just bag it.
It was extra
Just
there,
bag
guarantee.
it. Remember, Rich? Yo, just bag that shit. Yo,
Bag
boy.
appeal.
I call Richie. Yo, we bagging this whole shit up, nigga. Yo, we open, So my point is that with the relationship from there, everything changed for me. Because now I'm part of the circle. It was a network circle that you had. There was key players that you need to be in. It was all good with the dimes and the boom and the haze. But how about the dudes that, you know, was taking the risk? You understand?
Miami, daddy.
Going to Miami.
How did that get there?
Now we could talk about that, right?
You know,
that's a whole different situation.
Miami experiences.
That's a
right?
whole different, yeah.
So let's talk about that, right? Because I could talk about mine, but we'll talk about yours, right? Because your era is the first era, right? Because that's what I was looking at. I was looking up to your era, you know, when people were going to Miami, right? So let's talk about that. When did that started happening, right? Because you went to Miami. You were like the first group of the guys that started going to Miami.
Yeah,
right?
but
what year you think that started happening?
I went in 1994.
Right.
1994, that was our first trip. And we went over there. We took money from the Haraks that we had to give back. Remember when I was telling the story at the beginning? We took some money from there. It was like 60 grand. And we took a ride. We rented a blue Safari van.
Safari van.
The little blue one, bro. I got pictures, bro. And we drove over there. We didn't even know if it was in Miami. We didn't even know if it was in Jacksonville, Tampa. We didn't know.
We gonna figure it out.
Bro, we went from Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, everywhere going with 60
No
back.
GPS.
No
Let's be
GPS,
real.
the map, just trying to figure it out. Driving, bro, right? Trying to get the jumping out of
Adventure
the
for
hood.
real.
Yeah. Mind you, we did the whole thing. And we didn't find one seed of fucking haze, not one bud, nothing. We had to come back from
People don't know because people don't know.
Yeah, we came back from Bill.
That
No
shit-
haze, bro.
shit is
No
real.
haze. We didn't nothing. We had a
Adventure.
vacation. We did a whole vacation. We went to Orlando. We did some bullshit.
Because for those that don't know, like, it was being done down there, but it was so secretive. You had to be in the loop. At the time when your block was popping, everything was popping, you couldn't even find haze in Miami a dime or 20 or an
You
ounce.
crazy?
You couldn't find that.
You crazy? Even till now, bro, it's hard to get like you could go somewhere and just get some fire haze nigga for $50. It's still hard right now.
So my head, they get looking for pounds.
No.
Without
Nigga,
knowing
I'm telling you,
nobody.
Yo, we went to Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando. Why ended up going to Universal Studio while we was there trying to figure it out? See if we meet somebody. You feel me? So, whatever. We came back, venimos roto, bro. No haze, no nothing. You know? So
So in those 90, so basically 94, right? So now, let's say the late 90s. Now people are starting to go to Miami now.
Well, Vice never went to Florida to get haze. Never. And then, unfortunately, he passed away. So now, remember, all these customers that he was serving was in the air. Oh, shit, where the fuck we going? People that he was supplied, that he was so peace
it created a big
you
gap.
know, people that from the heights that he used to fuck with, that he made sure they had, the guys from the Bronx, you know. He made, you know what I'm saying? Because there's certain type of haze that it really wasn't for the block. If we didn't have, like you said, that purple, had to be the one. You know, no turkey bacon, big bro. You know, it had to be the one. You know that.
Wholesale the other turkey bacon. and keep
Everything
the
was that sister Eva, 63. Give me real quick.
So for me, what it sounds like is like it was an era with him, and then there was an era that happened after him.
A big era that happened after.
You know what I
him.
mean?
A big era that happened after
So
that.
how you get from after there's a big vacuum, everybody's looking to going to Miami,
Well,
get in that loop.
And
Well-
and now everybody like you said, now it's everything's
Everybody's
in the
a
air.
little bit-
People are opening up
But
spots.
for me, the way it worked out for me, where I became like, I would say, and going back to building relationships, going back to that, I'm gonna be very particular about that word for people that are even in this industry and going into the legal market. You know, relationships, because it's the same thing. The only
yeah,
thing is,
keeping your
you
people.
know,
Yeah.
right? Relationships. So going back to that, I almost lost my train of thought. But going back to that, when you're building relationships, some of these people, it's like, how can I say, like they were coming back to him to buy, but there was no real plug that was coming from over there. Like as far as his era, like him, you know what I mean? So now you got these key players that are taking the risk coming, right? So after he passed away, we closed down. We reopen. His brother reopens. We get the flow. Everything gets crazy again. Because remember, now his brother, inherit everything as far as the relationships. You feel me? For me, it was more like a month before that, even though I had the negs and I was doing my thing, he took me around with him and introduced me to everybody. That's why this is very special to me and very important. And, and he took me around, bro. Like, literally, literally, okay, you open the next spot, nigga. I can't with you, nigga. Like, you might as well ride. Because before that, his ride or die dude was my cousin. You know what I'm saying? That was this up and down guy. You feel me?
Yeah, so y'all was the homies anyway.
Yeah, that we were still the homies, still family. Yeah. But this particular time, he took me around. So that network, I met the whole network. I met Noel. Even though I knew him, Noel knew everybody in the Heights. Noel, you could literally go with him and bring 100 pieces, and he told you, you'll bring 10 at a time. He'll stop here, stop there. He's done it with me. He's done it with my bro Antoine. He's done it with a whole bunch. Like, stop here and sell 50 pieces. Crazy. Within 4 blocks.
Crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, relationships. So I build all that relationship. So when the other Cubans stood with my cousins and stuff and they started working, that's when you got like the white boy Kev. Remember, a lot of people stood like, oh, where we gonna get this Haze at? You understand? They started coming, and then everybody trickled down. Because now more people are coming from Miami, because now some of them wasn't coming with the fire. Let's get it right. Not everybody was coming. They were coming with some beef herb, right, big bro?
That premature shit?
And then that sellable shit. That shit that you could sell.
Creepy and all that shit.
Yeah, creepy. The one that smelled like little orangey one. It looked like Haze, but it's the manguito joint, right? So not everybody had it, but people were buying because now people got flows in every block. Because now all the customers too, they
created their own flows.
No, the customers that actually were coming and buy from us, even though we opened up, because what happened to us after we opened up, a month later, we get shut down. They made us a model block. They made us a model block.
With the light and the
they shut us down
and everything.
Bro, I got picked up in that raid, bro. They saw me. I've been watching you for 6 months. Let's go.
For those that don't know, what he's talking about was that back then in that Giuliani era, like Ramon said earlier, when they say they shut your block down, they put 2 barricades. Nobody could drive by with a light brighter than the one in here, and it's over. Nobody getting no money.
To walk in the block, you had to show ID. You know what I'm saying? So they shut us down about a month later after he passed. So ya eso se acabó. That story of Academy died. We already had the Perseals. We already had Downpost. At that time, I think already like Leandro and them already kind of like took off. Then, the Flags. They started.
Marino,
the Marinos, Willie, rest in peace, bro. Those are the bros right there. Still on the south side of Dyckman, there really was no Haze. The only person that I knew from even when we was like in the block was Scrappy from Elwood, and they were good friends.
Elwood had their own shit.
They had their own little but Scrappy always dealt with Haze, and they were good friends. They were like school friends. So I know, he used to. Then after that, so all these people, the ones that he introduced me, and I built a relationship. We built relationships, so we started working together. You feel me? I started working with the bros. You know what I'm saying? If he needed, I knew who to get it, because at the same time, whatever Cubans were coming to see Vice and my cousin, they stood with my cousin. They stood in the family. Though they felt comfortable. Like these guys will come with 50 P's, be upstairs in my cousin's house, and they downstairs in my mother's house drinking coffee, bro. But she's doing a huevo guisado or some shit. And some boiled eggs for them, because that's what they used to like to eat, like eggs with plátanos and shit like that, and drinking coffee while niggas is bumping them shits off of them. So they stood in the family, and we built a relationship with them where it became like, once we started going down, then now they're going back and forth. Now they're coming back. Now these the Cubans, bro, like you gotta give them their props, bro. They network and they put it together. Now they got the trucker. Now they got the guy growing. Now the one that was just buying.
So just like so I'm understanding correctly. Remember, just like you giving me the retail Dyckman side. So it started with a few players, like Carlito said, then it spread out and it became like a whole market, like wildfire. So the same thing is happening on the grow and the Cuban side where there was only a few players. Now it grew like a wildfire and everybody got grows.
Remember, and I'm gonna bring it back. Cash is king. So now you got Big Dog. They killed it with the whatever he was doing. You know, he plays with 500,000, right? He's like, yo, who's who? Oh, I got you. Yo, Broom, I'm going to put a bag on you. I'm going to bag on you. Your crap, your little 3-4 houses that produces 100 pieces, they all mine. They all mine.
Now everybody's expanding.
Now we're causing an effect again. After Carlito. You understand? So that's what I mean. There's key players. And then people get together.
Different movements and how the shit evolved.
And how it evolved and it became like a multi-million-dollar business. And I partake in every single way from transportation. So now I'm back over here for some reason. Now I'm moving up to like 98, 99. Going to, I'm selling all types of the bud right now at this point. I'm selling, fucking, what's it called? Canadian buds.
The Canadian, the BC shit and all that.
I made, we did the thing with the Canadian buds. I'm selling Canadian buds. I'm selling fucking G13s. This is 99. G13s, you know.
Hydros. Those
yeah,
are
the
different names.
hydros, right? Because remember now, out of town cussies is coming into the city trying to get that haze. But now everybody's gonna sell you haze, big dog.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna sell you the shit that look like haze.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell you the shit that look like haze. Especially in the heights, they don't play. They don't play. Yo, shout outs to them, right?
Yeah.
So they coming back and forth. And it just starts growing the business, bro. You know, so by 2000, at 99, we went to Miami again. That's when we went for Memorial Weekend.
Memorial Weekend.
We was already rocking with Wilfred and and the Cubans and everything. And we come back, and within that year, somehow I found myself back in Miami. In Florida, and I went through a little rough patch. I was saying I wasn't making no money because the game is like that, bro. And I was a wild dude, bro. Like I party, man. I'm not even gonna hold it. I wasn't the wildest, but I partied with the wildest.
But you was wilding and partying. Stop playing.
Yeah, right, Rich. I'm not gonna, I can't come on and be like,
your life, brother,
I'm 20 years old. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even making half of the money that the players is really making. I'm just making relationships with these dudes. You understand? I'm just building relationships with these dudes. Remember, that's the key word, bro, for tonight.
The key
relationships.
Word for tonight
yeah, and it's basically you building your name, you building your brand, right? So this is where I come to. This is why I started with that, right? Because at the end of the day, you built those relationships, right? But what you did was build a network, and you built a network of trust because everybody trusted you.
Exactly.
That whole network trusted you because that's
we
all
don't
you
have
got
that
at the end of the day.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
So as as you're building your network, your relationships with people, more and more players. Remember, now we're 98, 99. 2000.
Now the game is
now there's a couple people. Now there's a couple people.
There's a lot of players making a lot of money.
There's a lot of players making a lot of money, right? Within that time, like I said, I went through a little rough patch. I was already working with Kev, right? In the sense like he would come, buy 10 P's off of me, whatever. He was already doing his thing, like growing and stuff like that, I'm sure. And he introduces me to Joe the hard way, right?
Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, big bro right there, man. Good mentor to me. And didn't even had to do nothing with cannabis or the game. He was just like
life.
Yeah, he just really got in my head and really, made me, realize some things that I needed to at the time, and I carry it with me now. So anyway, I remember, and I have to say these stories because those were the moments that set off things.
Brother, I told you, this is Cannabis Discovery Channel, brother.
Okay. I don't want to bore nobody. I don't want to bore nobody. You heard me?
Because this is what I'm trying to say.
We're going through the motions.
This shit is so important. See, like I told you, there's new generations out here, like my man Jordan, David, etc.
Yeah.
They Jordan told me before this started, I'm looking forward to this Vlad because it helps me understand why y'all are how y'all are and how this game got to be. Because if you just look at it now, you would never think that it went through those stages. And so I think it's just so important, like for people to understand that this shit was not an overnight thing.
No, and the things that sparked with, again, relationships. Remember that's key. For anybody that's watching this, if you ever want to last long in this game, yes, cash is king, but if you don't have relationships, you're dumb.
And then what
That's
is
the word, right? That's what they use. You're dumb.
See, but then like I know you've seen this before because I've seen it before. Even though cash is king, if you gotta cross everybody you know and you gotta end up all by yourself, you probably won't even be happy with the cash.
Exactly. I don't want that kind of money. Maybe that's why I'm not a millionaire. You feel me? Like you get what I'm trying to say. So, within the network and everybody meeting together, Miami's flowing. Now we got cats from everywhere. Dyckman dudes are just going over there, by yeah. But even though, like I said, remember 94, we went and we came with nothing. Now we in 2000, so more people, is getting it.
And you told me over there too, now there's not 5, 10 players. There's 50 players because everybody been expanding over there, the growth.
People are expanding and putting money together and doing what they got to do. Like guys like Nelly Farms. Like I remember going to West Palm Beach for him in 2000. Remember Nelly? That he gave us, remember? And, helping him break down a house because it got hot. The feds was about to hit it. And I had to go with him, go break down the fucking thing, take the trees out, cut the electricity, throw that shit in a fucking U-Haul. Me, I'm not even a driver like that. I don't even got a license. I had 2 licenses in my life and I bought them. One from Florida and one from North Carolina.
You buying licenses out
My
here?
nigga, back then. I just, for real, I'm telling you who I am, right, Rich? And drove the freaking go over there to take break down the grow house, whatever, before it gets raided. At least we could. So I'm doing him a favor. This is a guy that I'm sitting down trying to cut a deal for 100 P's because I'm trying to get him to go to give it to me on credit. 100 P's. Oh yeah, 100 P's of Haze on credit. Put it in my hands so I could get it. You know why? Relationships. And I had the trucks.
So we're talking about
18-wheelers. I had the 18-wheelers.
Right. So
you feel me? Why? Because I had a relationship with the truck driver. My boy, shout out to him. That was my boy.
Shout out to the TP.
I'm getting my jams up.
Shout out to I mean, that was 23, 25 years ago or some shit like that.
You get what I'm saying? So I helped to do whatever. So we cut the deal. Now, this is another big player that I networked, and he just had pounds, like a whole lot of them. They weren't the best. They weren't the best Haze,
but it was Haze,
my nigga.
And
they were Haze,
and that's all you needed.
We zip them up, cause you know what I'm saying. I remember Percial's brother, Gafu.
I used to cop
shout out to Gafu. There's on the other side, in el patio. But yo, he did how many Richie he did for us?
60.
Yo, zipped up.
Damn, crazy.
But I used to go cops. I used to go see him, Percy, all of them.
Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So as we rocking, now I'm living in Florida. Going back to the conversation with Joe the hard way, I'm here and I go see Kev in the crib, right? And he introduces me to Joe. Joe's an OG, right? I've heard of him. He was such a low-key type of person that, if you in the room with him, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? That's, Joe, like, cause Joe es un duro, tú me entiendes? So Kevin, like, yo, that's my partner, yo, Tito, he's like a little brother to me, whatever. So Joe goes like this to me before he leaves. He goes, yo, Tito, if you ever go to Florida, here's my number. You call me. It so happened, me tocó to go to Florida, and I ended up moving over there, right? I called Joe. Yo, what's up? He was like, nah, I'm looking for some buzz, see if you could get, because I know you know a few Cubans, whatever. So I called my man. Yo, so I call him. He's all the way up north. I'm all the way in the other side of, I think it was called Miami Heights. 200 Miami Heights by Color Ridge, on the way to Goals type shit, right? So I'm living there, and I rented an apartment in some like project type, fucking. It was like, you see those complex, but this was like straight my neighbor had gold teeth, you know, like the girl, and they used to strip across the street. So I'm in the hood, like I'm in the hood in Miami, 200,
Opalaka, all that crazy stuff.
That was hood to me, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, she had grills.
She had grills,
and she had to go strip across the street.
Yeah, the strip joint across the street, gold fingers
in any era.
Yo, gold fingers, my brother. So Joe pulls up. He's like, damn, bro, T, what the fuck you at? Remember, before you even go in, you got to go through the crack dealers, all that shit. My nigga, spicy with the dress, bro. Real morenos. Like, you know, shout out to my bros, man.
That shit was hood.
And so, and I'm on the dead end. So he comes. I made him come twice to show him some, but on the third time, he turns around, yo, Tito, bro, listen, I'm not here to get weed from you. I just want to know if I could trust you. And I'm like, yo, bro, you're in my house. This is what I mean. This is in the hood, but you're in my crib, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm good over here.
I rest my hand.
Yo. And he was like, yo, listen, I could get all the haze in the world right now. The only thing I'm lacking is transportation.
Ha. He bumped into the right person.
And I know you could get it. Relationships. I'm calling Felix. Fairly, oh, y'all said it, go on live. What we doing? These niggas been paid. They underpaying you. I'm gonna get you every P at $300, and you're gonna give me another extra $100. That's gonna be mine. And then the deal is, I get to bring my own work on that, and I don't pay for transportation.
Ahí está.
Relationships.
Now you're in the game for real.
Now I'm in the game. Now I can help out my brothers. Is the uptown, they got a few racks. You understand? Because now I got somebody to buy. Because the Cubans, my cousin, I couldn't buy it. They wouldn't sell it to me over there, even if I had the bread. I just worked with them, but they wouldn't sell it. Now I got the bro that he got. He's like, yo, and I let you buy at the price, right?
Now you killing.
Now you're in the game.
¿Tú me entiendes? So as we working, now I'm doing multiple trips. Now I'm working for the other dudes, but the Cubans, Wilfred Capitan and them, because I met the truckers through them. Because the thing was that he sent some truckers. It is crazy. He sent some truckers, and I took a ride to take down the money as a favor to my cousin. Because my cousins were partying with some fucking females, and I'm going back and forth, but so you can understand how it happened for me. I went to the crib. Niggas was partying with the shorties, and they're like, "Estamos amanecido." 7 o'clock in the morning, he's like, yo, I got to go back with this money in the trunk. I need you to ride one. Can you do me that favor? I'm going to give you a rack. Mind you, I'm partied out too, because I went to party with them. I went from work, because I was working in a...
You got caught up in the Matrix.
Yo, and he was like, yo, the only thing I could tell you, T, you know what you can do if you take this ride. And that's all he had to say. I was like, look, you got to give me a rack. At the time, at that moment, I told him, just give that money to my mom, and I'm out with this nigga. And I went down to Florida, and it just popped off again. So with Felix, and I started, I connected with Joe, and he's telling me he got all the weed and this and that. Me and this guy got cool, because now we on the road for 3 days, 2 days, because we on the truck, so we got to go on a truck route. We cannot go, I-95, and we going to get there. We got to pick up cargo in certain states so everything could be legit. You got a logbook, right? So it's not that simple. You understand? It's not just put it there and just we go. Yeah, we go.
If it was simple, everybody would do it.
Yeah, right? So, but I'm building friendship, because now I'm riding 3 days with this guy, whatever. So once I locked in transportation, I said, I don't even want to sell weed. I'm going to make money bringing weed for everybody.
Now you're just a broker. Yeah.
I'm going to bring weed for everybody. That's it. What you got? And if you don't got a plug, I'll get you some with your money. Yeah. I got somebody. And I throw a little point. But I don't even want to bring my own weed. I don't even care. Yeah. Now we got 4 trucks running, because the Felix had 2 trucks, then he wanted to buy another one, and then his brother-in-law put in. Now we got 4 trucks. 4 trucks.
Now you're just over here connecting the dots, and that's
Listen,
it.
And I'm going to tell you a quick story. Within that, I met this guy named Fonseca, this Cuban. Mind you, everybody's everybody's getting money, bro. There's this, like, the guy that was on the block and you sent him to go get the Dutchess or the Phillies or whatever, he was making $100 a day, bro.
Doing nothing.
In New York, I'm talking about New York. I'm in Florida, but niggas is uptown.
Uptown.
It's to go get the Duchess in the water.
He made $100 a day just to do that. Easy. Just stay with the tour. Everybody was making money. Dudes was going out of town. You know, they was distributing, whatever the case may be. People just getting money, bro. Now I'm in Florida, and now I got this truck route rocking. Like, literally, like, I'm bringing weed for the guys from Sherman because they don't want to do the expeditions. And, you know, it wasn't like every time, but I brought a lot of weed for a lot of different people through those trucks. To, you know, in order to be able, Kev, that's how it happened. With Joe, he had the weed, they partners, they got the spot, I connected it, I was bringing the bud for them. You understand? And then while he was doing that, he was growing also over here. He was perfecting his thing. He gave me my first clones. I went and cut them in his house.
So now everybody's evolving and maturing with the game.
Everybody's evolving and maturing with the game. You know what I'm saying? Some, you know, like I said, there was a lot of, not too many in my book, but there was a lot of sour apples too within that circle. You feel me? And we got to keep it real. And we got to say it. Even myself, I've owed a little bread and all that because that's part of the game, right? But I built relationships with these people. You know, let's talk for real, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad little sours that, you know, and it's cool, but they were still part of the game to an extent. And like I said, I'm coming back to the circle. The circle, everybody, it was a circle. So in order for this to happen, everybody had to play a part. Then all of a sudden niggas get hip. Oh shit, Tito got the trucks. Now another dude is trying to get the trucks, another truck connect, and this and that. I remember my bro was in Miami, done made movies already, and he's chilling in Florida, and he's like, yo, let me call my boy T. Mind you, I already came back. From Florida. This is 2001. I came back. I said, you know, whatever, shit, I just came back. And we opened up the block again. Bro calls me. Yo, daddy, what you doing? Whatever. And I'm like, he's like, yo, bro, I don't really got much to do out here, but yo, you got like a plug so I could just play around? And I'm like, yo, I got this dude named Bro, 10 minutes later, big bro, how'd it go? Bought him a pee. And then from there, another relationship. Another relation, and God knows what, you know what I'm saying, happened. You feel me? So
he was the connector. He was like the glue.
Yeah, bro. That my cousin used to call me Tito Yellow Pages, bro. I'm not even
Tito Yellow Pages.
Yeah, 'cause there was no internet. There was no
You had to go to the Yellow Pages.
Yeah, to find. I knew somebody that knew something. That had something. They could do something.
Yeah.
You feel me? And like I said, relationships.
Yo, T. So now, like I said, it's like Cannabis Discovery Channel. So you took us from the beginning, how it started, how it got to its peak up there. Now I want to go into a different chapter.
Get some water.
So, you know, we all, through mutual friends, end up on 38th Street. You know, our people, the brothers, were fortunate enough to make that hub for us. Yeah. Happy Munkey starts doing events there. How does it go in Tito's view? Because everybody knows our history of how that went. Tito's perspective of how that goes. Because we have our own perspective.
There's still a little era that we're going to talk about. We're going to tap into that in a bit. But that, moving fast forwarding to, what, 2016, 17?
2016, 2017.
Yeah, right? To me, that was like one of the craziest moments for me. Because in between that, you know, I had got out the game. I opened up a cleaning service.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I started messing around.
You mature as a person, brother. You grow up.
And I already had caught my first felony for cannabis years before that, because before that I was messing around. You know, we got introduced to the sours and stuff like that. But we're going to come back to that. Mm-hmm. But coming to 2016, 2017, now I've been out the game, and then I kind of tapped in again right before that. Yeah, like three years before that, I tapped in. I caught a little run. Right? Mind you, and
put your foot back in the water. See if it was hard to go.
I caught a little run. And the crazy thing is, I caught the run while I was doing the cleaning service. in Harlem. I going to Harlem, and then boy, I plugged in with my man Chico. Rest
Good
in
shit
peace.
always happens in Harlem,
and,
baby.
You know, whatever, and we made it happen. But one day I got a call. You know, because in between that time that I did that run, I had to get in contact with my bro because we was out of contact for like about 5 years. You feel me? And finally, I called Big JQ, and he made the contact. Yo, for real. Oh my God, God forbid. Just JQ is a big guy in my life, bro. And
he's also the glue like you.
Oh my God, is he? I mean, he's the JQ for real. So the point is that. Now we connect, and I get this phone call out of nowhere. Yo, big bro, what's going on?
Yeah, 2017. That's
this is
it.
Because it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're gonna be going back and forth. I'm a little smoked out.
Now let's do it. Let's do it.
You know, I don't want to be, but he calls me. Yo, daddy, what's up with you? And he tells me, yo, you know Vlad? That kid they call Glasses. That's what he told me. Yeah. I mean, yo, and I was like, yeah. I used to come up to the, to the block sometimes, and I know Darlene, whatever. And he was like, yeah, well, that's my man too. He's like, he's a good friend of mine. He's like you are to me. Well. And he bigs you up, the whole, the whole thing. And he's with his boy Ramon. You remember Booby and Tito, whatever. And I was like, so I couldn't really figure it out until that day that I went. So he was like, yo, they throwing a party because this is the new wave. This is some new shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go, right? And I take some people, because remember, I got the cleaning business. Now I'm working with real estate people, managers, and all this stuff that I do work for.
Now you're in the downtown loop.
Yeah, little corporate type vibe, and whatever. So they all smoke, so I invited them to this vibe. Yo, bro, and I'm gonna tell you, man, and I commend you to this day. I've never seen something like that. I never seen something like that when it comes to cannabis, to smoke, to chill. Yo, I impressed the shit out of all these people. You know what I'm saying? So impressed. And then when I walk in, the hospitality, like like everything, like you seen the Goodfellas movie where he goes with the girl? Have you ever, right?
Of course, he goes through. He goes through.
And it's like boom,
couple
they moving
cabana
things that everything they're getting situated, but what you need, Ramon right away, boom, yeah, mad love. And it was just like you go in, it opens up, So now I'm like, oh, this shit is fire. They sent me a bottle of rosé, the bro from the other side. Like, I'm feeling like,
Goodfellas shit?
Goodfellas shit.
Cannabis version.
But at the same time, I'm super, amazed of, holy shit, this really could happen. Like, this is happening. Like, I'm chilling in a lounge place. Everybody's smoked out. There's music. There's art being done. All types of shit going on. Right? Okay, the night is over, boom. Like a day later, he calls me, yo, how you like that? Do you like this shit? Everything is cool and everything. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that was fire. I'm impressed. He's like, yo, bro, you want to throw a party? You could throw a party too. And I'm like, for real, you know a lot of people. Get on your job, daddy. I'm like,
it's the ultimate motivator.
The ultimate motivator. I swear to God, nigga had me feeling like Goongi. Remember Goongi? Goongi, the promoter. Like, yo, I could throw anybody.
The battery in your back, you feel like you can fucking fly.
And then for what I saw, I was like, whoa, that was something very prestige, and the hospitality, the people, the culture, the whole 9 yards. It was there. Like, I really impressed people when they were like, yo, this guy, what the hell is speakeasy, what? Yeah. And nobody was doing stuff like that. And everybody was scared at the same time.
Everybody was scared.
Everybody was scared, bro. Like scared. People didn't want to smoke outside. Like, they smoking, of course, it's legal now, but everybody was scared. You go to jail, you get a ticket, whatever. Because, now we're 2016, 2017, so people kind of but still, you still could go to jail for some reason.
Yeah, uptown, you was getting locked up uptown.
Yeah, right? Right? Up to 2016, you could have still gotten.
You get harassed still now, so in 2016, you was getting arrested for that.
Yeah, you still could get at least a ticket. The ticket de los album. Yeah. For sure.
Now,
going through the system, my brother, for 24 hours.
I had Cali got in trouble in a long time.
I'm just saying, 2016, you were at least going to the precinct, and they was checking to see if you had warrants or something crazy.
DAT.
And then they'll give you a DAT or something, brother. They were still doing that uptown. Still.
Yes. So we doing this. So the bro schools me. He was like, "Yo, this is where it's heading." You know what I'm saying? And are we gonna get left out? We need to be relevant, yo. Are we in our 40s, big bro, right? This is what this is real talk. It's like we in our 40s.
That's why they say you either change with the times or you get left behind.
Exactly, times are changing. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, we done had ill runs, right? So I'm like, word, bro, this shit, and at the time too, like, I kind of knew about like filming and not really filming, but like music. Cause at the same time, like, right, you said to speak about other accomplishments.
Yeah, of course.
So within that time,
journey, brother.
Yeah, within that time, we all made bread in this shit. So some of the bread
you played.
I played with it. I was trying to be T Diddy in the hood. I remember bro tells me, "Yo, are you fucking with music? Yo, that shit is for suckers, nigga. What's wrong with you?" Oh shit, that sounds so familiar. That nigga told me straight up. I hope they heard that one too. And I was like, damn, bro, but I like this shit.
I really believe that.
And I think I'm one of the only ones that he's ever heard of stuff that I was saying with music. Because he was like, he was like, yo, it's not that I don't hear whatever. That was his personal thing, but he also knew I was passionate about it. So going from the music and everything, then he tells me, yo, throw a party. Like, I had an artist that I was working with, my little bro from the block. Yeah. The space is fire. Bro,
everything to gain, nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. I could get the dude exposure. Yeah. Right? Studio right there. And we could sell some.
Free, so the long
you know what I'm saying? It was love. It was love, bro. Like, so now, but he told me, yo, you got to create a brand. You got to create a brand. So I'm like, yo, bro, how? And we start going back and forth. He was like, yo, mine is Dr. Green, boom, boom, whatever. And so I'm like, yo, but everybody calls me Titan, Titan. Let's go with Titan's Green. He tells me, yo, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. He didn't even, because he's a slow thinker. Like, he don't make quick decisions, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just, yeah, that's it, just to make me happy. And I ran with the shit. You feel me? I ran with the shit. So my first event was pretty successful. Like, I did a performance and everything, and I remember reaching out to you, and I'm like, yo, bro, what else can I do? And you was like, yo, holla at Woken Arts. Tell them to do your first art piece. Remember when you told me, do your first art piece? And you gave me Woken Arts. And shout out to Woken Arts, right?
Absolutely.
They've been with us forever. You know, and they growing very big, man. And I really
that goes back to what you said. The word of the day is relationship. So because of the way we know you, because of the way that, where we come from, we show love to real dudes, Ramon had no problem saying
exactly.
Pass the game forward. Because the more of us, the better.
Of course, exactly. So, I did a nice event, right? I had my boy with the camera that used to record the artists. So now I'm creating content with cannabis people smoking, right? Now that's what we start doing, right? We start making movies in there. Nah, or no?
Yes,
we got, shout out to Buddha Chief, Amsterdam. Doing the different. Everybody had a
comedy.
Comedy.
Comedy. We had the SNL.
Whatever you wanted to do, we had all the flavors for you.
Hip
hop.
I even did a Wu-Tang Wednesday. A Wu-Tang Wednesday.
That shit was a culture hub.
It was a culture.
I used to get Wednesday, and I want to say this now, and I always tell y'all in person. But Happy Munkey godfather me in to what is the new cannabis culture. And Dr. Green fathered me. You get it? If you heard the story, what I just said, that's the way it went. So I have to put it in perspective so people understand what Happy Munkey means to me. And showing me the way to what's happening, what's coming right now. It's different. It's, this is the only place you go. You go in and speak easy. You go in. First time I ever seen a dispensary. I never been to Cali. Let's keep it real.
That's why they say, T. They say if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? 32 flavors. The only place I ever seen have 32 flavors on a menu.
Like
On
Baskin
display.
Robbins.
2017.
2017. You understand? I'm talking about from forbidden fruit to, bro. That was names that I didn't
Lemon
even.
tree.
You know, it's funny. So I got to get you with one of my stories real quick. This is recently. I'm at the barbershop the other day, and they having some crazy argument. You know, in the barbershops they always get into all kinds of crazy shit. And the dude said, "I'ma keep it real," because the dude sells, you know, all the Zazas, 60, 70 out apes and all that. But he's like, "I'ma keep it real. That shit was not happening before that whole 38th Street Happy Munkey wave." I'm like, "What you mean?" He's like, "Brother, I went there to hang out, and I saw dudes paying $100 for Billy Kimber apes." I said, "Oh
Yeah,
my
the Billy
God!"
Kimbals.
He said, "I couldn't believe that."
The
He said
Billy
that changed
Kimbals.
my whole perspective on everything,
The
and I
Billy-
was like, "Oh, it's possible." He said before that nobody was
Yeah.
selling like apes at those prices like that.
Well,
in
what
2017.
what was happening back then was the sessions, right? So the sessions was happening, and that whole wave was going on. But that's not.
David did sessions. There was not no $100 apes. David, very rare, right?
Very, very rare. The $100 apes. You weren't. I mean, people are getting weed in, and weed in jars. You're not getting the fun bags. That
Yeah.
whole culture doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
bro. I'm telling you, it was like
I'm just saying, 'cause you did it more than me, so I'm like, yo, let me ask.
I would say like the most expensive weed I saw was like, shout out to Shabinsky's. I remember I was in DC and someone had half an ounce for $600.
Shout out to my man,
Wow.
Mario
Niggas had to
Shabinsky, my man. Definitely put a premium on his shit. He made that shit luxury.
Yeah, facts. That's
But that's what dude said. To go back to your story, see that the dude, which is recently, he's like, before that, I never saw 32 flavors and those numbers for apes, he said.
Yes, and so you know, and just the whole vibe and everything, and I mean, at one point that shit was a supermarket on certain events, bro. like, let's keep it a buck, man.
Supermarket?
Like, it was just
for
mad
real,
people in there, and
yeah,
it was
you know, I
crazy,
mean,
and-
when you go in, you gotta get online and go right straight in, get your shit, then go sit down. It was, and it reminded me of being on a block with a flow, but in a prestige, secluded place where everybody's safe. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was just a different feel.
Like a sanctuary.
Yes, and this is why I always say that the blueprint was put together in that spot of what New York cannabis culture should look like in the near future when it comes to lounges, when it comes even to dispensaries, the service, the prestigeness. It started there. It started there.
Thank you, brother. That
It started
means a lot.
there. There was,
That means a
and
lot.
that's when I knew things were different. You know, I created the brand. It don't matter. It didn't matter if right now for me, it doesn't matter if my strain was the best. If my strain is this, and I'm not coming because without the growers, without the guys taking care of the plants, you know,
Yeah, we
and
need
shout out to
them. We
New
need
York growers,
We need
you know,
them all.
shout out to Cali growers, but you know, I get it. But shout out to my people that have been growing for 20 years over here from the back Ags of New York. You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't, how can I put it, man? Because it just I get real passionate about it. It's not about the growing. Yes, that's a huge part. It's about the vibe, the
experience.
culture, the experience, the service, the way people interact with you. If you're gonna spend money, you know, and smoke quality bud, you want the whole experience. And this is where it's leading to. All that, you know, happening on the blocks and everybody doing, yo, I get it. We got to hustle. We got to get that bread. But 5-10 years from now.
But the thing is, see, you just broke it down that it has nothing to do with how people feel or what people like. You broke down how it started. You said how it evolved, and then how it evolved, and how it evolved, and now we're here. And whether anybody likes it or not, it's gonna evolve. It's just it keeps growing like the plant. It's just the way it is.
It's happening. So if you're not building relationships from back then, it doesn't matter if you got the bag. You might not be able to move forward to the next step, which is what we're talking about. The chance you guys decided to take and said, we're doing this. We're not gonna be like Capone. We're gonna be like John F. Kennedy and the fam. You feel me? we're not gonna do that. So kudos to y'all because it's different, and to everybody else is doing it, and it's leaping and taking the chance. But it started there.
See, I got a very important question,
It started
man.
there.
And, you know, I could ask this to anybody, but I sincerely, genuinely, you know, really want to know your opinion. Because like I said, we biased. Everybody feels like whatever they doing should be doing, etc. But you being who you are, after breaking down that journey from beginning to end to now, how you've been part of every movement in that neighborhood, how do you feel about Happy Munkey opening up the first dispensary in history in your community, in your neighborhood?
For me, that answer is simple. Who else? Who else? Who else? And the reason why I say it is not because you're from the neighborhood. It's not because I'm from the neighborhood and the community and we have a relationship. It's not that. The reason why I say is because nobody else stepped up. And the sense from 2017, like we spoke about the journey, took the chance, worked on, learned the corporate world, went and advocated, went and marched, So for somebody else to come and put themselves there, not of our culture, it has nothing to do with people in the hood. Mm-hmm. People that are not from our culture on the corporate world, it has to look like us. Got to look like each other. We got hoodies on. I'm not saying that that's the way we're going to operate business. Right, they got to look like us. So who else?
You got to relate to us, etc.
Who else? Who started it from the beginning? Who's been marching, going to Albany? Who's been going? Because I've been there with y'all. So it's different. So I understand. Yes. If I would have done the work, if it was my time and I would have done, shake the hands like I was saying, shake the hands, wear the suit and tie, learn the language, then maybe I would have wanted to be one to open one, right? Mm-hmm. But no, I'd rather work in one with my brothers. Welcome y'all. Let everybody know in the neighborhood, on the blocks, the ones that are still selling weed for 20 years, because I've been telling them for 5 years, it's going to happen. Don't be surprised if you got a dispensary in the middle of Dyckman. What are we doing? I've been telling. So who else? You used to go, you just said it, 98, 99, you was going to Dyckman to buy peas, or for people that I grew up with, that I worked with, that I did. So who else? Pose. Vermilion flag, my bro. Yeah. But nobody did it. So who else? You get what I'm saying? So
your perspective means a lot, brother, because like you said, we're taking the chance, we're doing it, we believe in our people, but that's your community. You watched it from all the way from the beginning to what it is now. So like your opinion mattered a lot to me. You know what I mean? To know how you feel.
I appreciate that. And and like sometimes you see like even like where when other people step up and they put the stories on the internet or whatever, and sometimes I get calls from Miami, dudes like, yo, what's up with these dudes on rewriting stories and this and that, and I be like, yo, bro, you gotta step up. There's podcasters. Don't call me and don't, like you said on a live one time, you said, don't feel a type of way on the sideline. We got a space for y'all. Come and speak. Yeah. And, and I want to invite my brothers, to come and say their side of the story, their experience. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? About it. Because this is deeper for us, but everybody got a story, and
Absolutely.
There was a first one for something.
Yeah.
Coming from Dyckman, coming from Washington Heights, coming from Harlem, coming from the Lower East Side, coming from, East Harlem.
And this platform is to amplify those stories.
Exactly.
Because if we don't give them a platform and we don't encourage more people to come out like you, then you can't get mad when the next generation is like, yo, I don't know what happened.
That's what I said.
Talking about?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah, because I always say
they need to know.
You need to know the history, just like music. Everything, all the rappers and all this stuff is like, the way I see the industry now, when it comes to what it's become, besides not corporate, it's like everybody's a rap artist. You feel me? And it's cool. And we created doing content for videos to show the vibe. And, I get it. You got to put it out there. But all I see is tables, bro. I don't see vibes. Mm-hmm. Nothing against it. All I see is tables. So what are we doing with the brand? Like, what are we really trying to do? Are you really trying to make the next step, or are you gonna stay in that area where, you know, out there they you know, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? That shit's gonna crash. The market is gonna crash. Whatever the case, because I hear it all. So it's like, but you still not doing it. So what are you really doing? Why are you creating a brand if you're not trying to create something? You're not trying to put a product, you know, in a dispensary with your brand. You're not trying. You don't have to get a guard license. You don't have to. I didn't even apply, brother. And I got a felony with weed. I mean, I got all the criterias to try to apply. I didn't apply. Why? Because I want to learn more about the business. Why? But going back to the word, relationships. I got a relationship with brothers that got licensed, and congratulations, right? That is about to open a store. So what? I learned from my brothers. You understand? Because you taking the risk. Like I took a risk with a truck. I took 50 pounds. You taking a risk.
One more
and then
time.
I took the risk, and then you learn how to do it, and then you got yourself a trucker.
But then you know why.
You get what I'm saying?
You know
Like,
why? See the risk and the passion and the reason is so strong, because how could I sit here and tell you, yo, we really care about all that shit that happened, all the people that got locked up, all the people that got deported, all the people that got passed away over this plant, and then be like, they did all that, but we scared to take a chance to do this and take it to another level for all the shit that
Like
they
I
did,
go back
which
to
is
my
way
bro.
less chances
Like
than
I go-
all the shit that they
Yes,
took.
yes, like I go to Big Bro. Big Bro tells me, yo, bro, like before they sweep everybody up, we need to. What if? Let's take a chance.
What if?
Huh? What if? We're not just gonna. This has been all our lives. Everybody here, everybody in this room, done raised their kids with this plant money.
That's a fact.
No, or am I lying? 'Cause my son is 21, my youngest, and my stepson is 25.
Raised off this plant.
Off this plant, pretty much. I mean, I've done other things, of course.
But that was a major part of it.
You know what I'm saying? It started with that, right, Rich? Right? You know how much rent they've been paid off this plant? You feel me?
And for all that to get to this point.
Yeah, to get to this point and still take a chance.
And not take the chance. It's like I feel like
Yeah.
we had to, because like you said, like there's few people that are taking the chance that don't even know all that shit that happened. How do we know it? Some of us are part of it, and we not gonna like carry on tradition.
Yeah, so
Take it to that side of the field.
To that side of the field.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it's not gonna work for everybody. For me, like I said,
All the things that you said before, when there was hundreds of people on blocks, there was hundreds of people hustling. Did it work for everybody that tried to sell weed?
No,
did it work for everybody that tried to transport weed?
I
Did
didn't
it work
become a
for everybody?
millionaire off of
I'm
it.
just giving you that.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. It don't work for everybody.
I didn't become. I'm not sitting on a cool mill right now off of it right now. And let's keep it real. I'm not fronting over here.
But not everybody gets a meal, right?
Exactly.
There's a circle of that.
If you want to say, I've produced it, and I've participated in $1 million operations. But I'm not sitting here acting like I'm fucking. I got a phantom outside or something.
Yeah, that's
like,
not.
nah. Let's keep it real. This has been my whole life. I'm 49 years old. I started at 17. Even though I took breaks in between.
All right, come on, brother.
You get what I'm
That's a long
saying?
time.
And I've been part of every single thing. And so me being here and seeing how it's evolving, seeing when, vouching, you guys bringing me onto your spot and just kind of promoting me, bro. It's like, bro, it's like I said, the New York Yankees of the cannabis game in New York is Happy Munkey. And I'm not over here trying to shout them out because of anything. It's because it started there.
Put in the work.
Put in the work, man. It started there, bro. It started there. So
But
who
I
else?
just want to say, right, that I think it's easy to be like it starts there, whatever. But I want to say personally, and then let Ramon say how he feels, is that what plays a big role aside from what we doing is the energy you got around, right? We got you around. We got the bros around. We got good people, like you said, the JQs, et cetera, et cetera. So we got these good people. We got these good mentors. We got these good people that, whatever we don't know told us. And, I think that energy together is what made it to what it is today.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, bro, like I said, and I always say it, I don't have a plan. I don't, you know, like I said, I'm 49 years old, bro. I'm good. Like in the sense where, as long as I'm stable, I'm good, right? But I'm amazed, and I like the fact that there's so much different opportunities right now. Just even you guys opening up a shop in the hood, it gives other people the sense of, oh wow, we could make it too. We could do it. Like I said,
Yeah, this is
somebody
happening.
that looks like us. So if I did it on the block, like you said, why can't I do it in the store? Or why can't I do it whatever? So it's inspiring. You understand? People should take that as inspiration. Like, bro, that's an accomplishment. You know what I mean? They opened up. So what happens? Opportunities. Opportunities you can, you know, depending on what's going on as far as regulations and stuff, but maybe you can put a brand to sell in your own hood, legal. Because they're gonna give you opportunities. You have the relationship. You can call Vlad, ask him, yo, get me some information. How can I, you know, brand myself? Because that's how you take care of your hood, right? You come into the hood legally. It's different from being an illegal person. It's not like you went, like you said, you had the option to go to Midtown this. You said, no, I'm going to go with my people, where I look like my peoples. So, but now I'm on the corporate side. How do I still, and let you know that I'm here, I'm not here to take, but I'm here to give you opportunities also.
To add value.
To add value. You understand? And show you that it could be done. You feel me? So that's a huge thing that's happening in Dyckman when it comes to a legal dispensary. Because, bro, it's in the dead center of Dyckman, bro. Couldn't be no other place.
T, so all this journey you've been, like I said, man, your life is like a movie.
I still got more, but
We can talk about it all. We can talk about it all.
I wanted to hit you with
bacon.
I got to run through all the classic questions of everybody. It said that we asked every person that comes here if you had to describe Happy Munkey, one word, one feeling, one vibe, whatever came to your mind, what would that one word be?
all love, man.
All love.
All love since day one. Since day one, it was all love. Tell you, Goodfellas movie, bro. Like I was the man. Yo, but I wanted to just bring up before we, I wanted to bring up because we kind of skipped a little bit because I know it was taking a little long. But I always wanted to talk about the sour era, and nobody really talks about it.
Please do.
Like I came to talk, bro. Like I didn't
Sour era.
Yo, sugar.
This is
you
what they
still
call
there?
the loud.
You fall asleep on me?
This is-
All right.
this-
BSF Lowe's in the building.
Right, let's be real. This is what ended up being the loud, right? Like
Yeah,
sour.
that was a
like,
whole era.
Like I opened up a
Nigga,
dime
I
and
got
the whole
secondhand
room
for everything.
smelled.
I'm lit right now.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
And I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but sour was, was the only strain that gave Haze a dent. Like, boom.
I would say like Haze had like a 20-year run and then Sour. I don't know what you say, like a 5-year that took over the situation.
Well,
That it was like you said,
remember,
that Hayes knocked it out.
Well, not knocked it out, but gave it a dent.
But it was Hayes had it all on lock, and there was nobody wanting nothing else. Sour came along and like
But I'm
people
gonna tell
changed
you
their
how,
perspective.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit how I partake in introducing Sour to Uptown. A little bit. I'm not maybe a 5%, right? I'm gonna just, you know what I mean?
It's a big movement. At 5%,
Right.
that's a big situation.
I'm just saying because I don't wanna go too crazy because people, well, I know for a fact after doing research on this plant, Sour was around since the 90s, 94s, 95. That guy Joe Murray, right, big bro? Like that guy, and I think that Weasel do, right? Well, that's, like shit that's on paper.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got introduced to Sour 2001, right, Rich? 2001. We came back from Florida, right?
That's one of the time I saw it too.
Yeah, right? But it wasn't Uptown. It wasn't like Dyckman didn't have no Sour. Let's keep it real, Rich. Nobody had that, right? Nobody had Sour, right?
It was a Haze era.
It was a Haze
2001,
era, 2001. And then, now there's a lot of places in
that's
the
just
Haze.
peak.
There's a lot of spots. Like, niggas is coming heavy. Niggas is killing it in Florida with the Haze. So, Sour's there, and Sour's been around, but it was more on the downtown side, and you had to have money. It was a prestige flower. I didn't know about it until I finally got it, and then they told me the value of it. So as I'm working with Rich, we in Florida, come back 2001. Rich, his wife, she knew this guy, right? The R, Colombian. They were close. They just, whatever. He was part of the family. And Percio at the time, he met Percio, and he was trying to bring him this bud called Sour and some other shits. What was it? Sensi Star? Shit like that, right? And Percio will be like, get the fuck out of here.
Back then, nobody wanted to hear nothing else. I believe it. Nobody wanted to hear about nothing else. I don't care what that is.
Like, literally, get the fuck out of here with that shit. And the price he wasn't trying to pay, because he was $8,000 a piece? He was trying to sell it at that time? Yeah, this is us. We don't even know about this. So he lets him, whatever. Diana, which is Richie's wife, she tells Rich, yo, I know this guy that he got some weed. I'm going to hook you up, right? Like, I'm going to connect you, connect you with the guy. So Richie meets the guy, whatever. He comes to me. He comes and brings me an ounce. That was the AK-47, right? Because we didn't get the Sour right away. He brings us an ounce. This shit was so stunk. It's crazy, right?
I call the fire department.
So he does his deal with Duke, right? He connects. But remember, Rich is my little bro. He lives in the next door building where I grew up. We both grew up right next to each other, basically. So Richie later on, he starts bringing me something, right? But they gave us a deal, and the deal was you can't sell it in Dyckman or the Heights, right, Rich?
Some shit like that.
Right? The nigga told us, yo, you can't really sell it in Dyckman or Washington Heights. So I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck am I going to sell this shit? Right? We was like, yo, how we going to sell this shit? The only person that's ever mentioned that to us about that type of weed, the Sour, because he gave us the AK-47, and then we started with that, and then he came with the Sour. Right, Rich? That's how it worked? He came with the Sour. First time I ever seen a turkey bag. This is 2001.
Turkey bags I never heard of.
Never in my life, right? And it was to control. He was like, yo, I was like, what the fuck? He was like, yo, this is to control the smell. Because as soon as you open it, the shit will go crazy. So there was only one person that I could, cash is king, right? Relationships. That I could literally call and knows what this shit might be.
This shit is like...
I don't even know what this is crazy. This shit smells crazy. I call bro from Heath. You understand? He was like, yo, daddy, you don't got it, right? He said, you don't got it. Right, Rich, what he said to us? He told us straight up, you don't got that shit.
It costs too much.
It costs too much. You niggas don't got that shit. That's what he told us. Yeah, we showed it to him, and he was really the only person that really either done seen it before me or knew what it was. But then it's like, I can't sell it to Dyckman, but bro is bro. Like you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different story. Like, it's a different type of level. So if he got it, it's all good, because I just got to sell it. He could whatever. Whatever Duke said, don't sell it in Dyckman, I don't know. Bro is bro. Yeah. So...
Maybe he thought it wasn't going to sell it.
That's what he thought. Go downtown and tell us the rich people.
Because that's what they used to buy. And then it was expensive, right? What we was doing? We did 60, 7 rent, 6,800. Our first 10-pack, bro.
He was like, those are not friend prices.
He said, yo, that's bro. I thought we were friends. So that was the first pack that I sold, the fire-ass sour that everybody's looking for at this nowadays. Talking about
Cali shit, bro.
Not that Cali, grown here, bro.
4-gallon bag.
Right?
Sour.
Yeah,
shit
bro.
was crazy.
Remember
dime of that shit, you had to shut the whole building down.
But in the neighborhood,
It looked like a 0.5.
yeah. So
Fluffy shit. Shit's just mad fluffy.
bro, and then the whole building used to stink.
Yes,
the whole
sir.
building, I'm telling you, the whole shit. So as we going, Duke is bringing us the pounds as he's growing it, and he will put question marks because he wasn't too sure. Right, Rich? The nigga, your question marks, because I guess he was mastering it. But once he mastered it, now we're getting a lot of sours. right? Like he had like a cycle. And he was just bringing us 10, 8s, right? So now we like, yo, boy, how we gonna get this shit lit around here with this shit, right, Rich? How we gonna get this shit? Cause this is something else.
There's the new wave.
Yeah, 2001, 2002 already. Now we going into 2002, right? Type shit. Yo, so we was like, yo, Rich, we gotta break this shit down. This shit is mad fluffy. So my man Rich, being that he was my little brother, Rich has always been good with books, organization, and strict with the money. Not me. I wasn't. Right, Rich? I wasn't. You understand? I just make sure I brung the shit, the moves. But you handle it, right? So Richie comes up with the math. He was like, yo, T, we get these bags, and what was it? It was like what was the numbers on those bags, Rich?
I don't know. We were selling 40s, 1.4 40s.
$1.4 for $40 a sour.
1.4
$1.4.
I believe it because
40.
I got it later on, like 2005, and I was selling like 1.6 for $50 in Harlem. Niggas was buying that shit.
$40.
That
We
shit was
started
unheard
off
of.
40s. We started off 40s, man. And then as we doing it, like nobody really, so we had to like give people weed and shit like that, and then they'll call us
You
back.
had to
over.
really sell that shit. Niggas don't know what it is.
Niggas don't
People
know.
know that's okay. So
You gotta,
handle
you gotta
it.
edge it. It's like now you gotta give them a biography about the shit before they
No, and
understand.
they'll be like, yo, okay, so hide it all, right?
Hicks didn't want it. It's not too much.
That Hicks
It's
nigga
not too
didn't want
much,
it.
yeah.
Okay, demasiado loco.
Yeah, it was.
The other shit.
It was called get bag weed, right? You get bagged with the shit. You gotta
bag.
get
As
bag
soon as
weed.
you get pulled over, you open that window, your
It's
whole car
over.
smells.
Outta here.
Over, my
It's
G. You
over.
definitely got weed in here. We like, what you
So a
mean?
lot of people was like, hey, espérate, tú me entiendes with that, right?
It was a learning curve.
We had all our people no more.
Yeah,
Everybody rocking.
yeah.
Coming through.
They started coming. So then, Killer. Remember Killer, Jamaican Killer? They from the BX, Castle Hill, and all that. And they used to come for the Haze, and we showed it to them. I was like, yo, bro,
This is the new wave.
this is the new wave. And he was like, what? Rude boy? You know, he was Jamaican. Boom. He was like, yo, boy, how much an ounce? I was like, 500.
500.
He was like, what?
Daiquiris.
He didn't want to pay no 500. Nobody wanted to pay me 500. I was like, yo, so go get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And that's what,
If you could get
Because
it.
Richie was strict. He didn't play me. I'll try to probably sell it just to make the sale. I didn't care. But he was strict with me, like, yo, don't 500, Tito. 500, what? It's $8,000 a pound.
That shit goes 6,800. Y'all niggas is throwing love.
Yeah, that's showing
¿Tú me
love.
entiendes? And that's how we created our flow. So now we had dudes coming, guys from Creston, you know what I'm saying, with the another legendary block in the Bronx when it
With
came
the
to
Mango
Arizona,
Piña, they had the
Mango
Mango Piña, yeah.
And, you know, them dudes was coming to buy bundles of 40s, right? You know, shit like that. And then it got to the point even Fabulous was coming to buy sours.
Sours. It's crazy.
You know what I'm
uptown.
saying? Yeah, it got crazy. And then it started, and then right in between that, you got the bros. They getting it. Then I think it was 2008,
2008.
around that area where it started, like a lot of people, because we used to go to blocks. If you said you had sour, me and Rich used to go to your block, buy the weed, and then when it wasn't the sour, we'll show you our sour and be like, stop downplaying our weed, bro. No, am I lying? Or you know,
That's crazy.
we will
Sour.
go
Just to
by
show,
the
like,
weed.
yo,
Because
I
we
got
go,
the real sour.
and then look at it, Vlad, the sour.
Let's go see.
Let's go see. We used to go buy it,
Cop,
like
yeah.
a custody, like you show love, everything, and then we'll be like, yo, esto no es sour, bro. And then put like, esto es sour. Stop downplaying the strain. Because it was a prestige strain. It was hard to get. As the time went by, then people in Cali started growing it. I think even Colorado and all that
Yeah,
shit.
nah, I said that
And
went
then,
crazy.
you know,
Got loud.
flooded?
That's it.
then everybody wanted sours, right, Jake? Everybody just
Shit
like
took over everything.
just like everybody else. Now I wasn't the only one getting sours after a few years, right? That's
That
it.
evolution house shit moves fast.
Exactly. Now
Nobody
everybody's
know
getting
about it. Now
sour.
everybody wants
The
sour.
buildings in the Bronx look like a forest in there.
Right? Growing sour. Yeah, growing sour. Now
Every door
everything.
you opened was a forest in there.
And the crazy shit is that it's funny because when people grow and like do grow houses and stuff like that, to be able to preserve, and the reason how some of these clones slipped out to other growers and it started flooding, because even the guys that worked in there, the guy tending the crop, cortan par de clone.
That's it. He's
Yeah.
on.
He
right,
got it.
Rich?
And they on.
You know what I'm saying? So it started spreading just like Haze,
Like a wildfire.
Exactly. And in between those, we had the strawberry course, right? The Sensi Star. Those were exotics.
Granddaddy Perp.
Then the Granddaddy Perp came later on and stuff like that. So I think the sour kind of birthed all that.
Hell yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
No, the next one after that was that really hit the scene, I think, a lot was the Gorilla Glue 4.
Yeah,
Right
Gorilla
after.
Glue,
That was like
Gorilla
the
Glue
next wave.
Yeah, that was the next wave, and I was part of that wave too, bro, in my hood. Through my man Antoine.
That was the next
I didn't even
wave
know.
for
I
me.
thought it was a sour. Like, I was like, yo,
Sour
this
had
is
the shit on
I
lock
was
for a
like, this
minute.
is a different type of sour and shit like that. And they were like, no, it's some Gorilla Glue 4. That one picked up right away. Like, guys like 207, like, they made it lit with the G. They made a name for themselves with the GG on the spot tip. That's for sure in Dyckman. Like, today, to this day, it's still legendary when it comes down. They still probably doing their thing. Who knows? But, I think the sour kind of set all that off to where then we got the new wave getting to the lounge again and getting different type of strains, the runs, the guy with the runs, right? The gumbo guy. Then, coming all the way back to now.
Sprinkles and all this crazy
Sprinkles and all that. And I'm going to tell you something, bro. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it, and I'm talking as a hustler. As a hustler. If I had dirt to sell and the customers are buying it, I'll sell it. Literally, if this, I could sell this in a bag and customers are coming to buy it and it's not killing anybody, I'll sell it. As a hustler, I'm not saying I would do that now. You understand? As a hustler, so you got to understand, we just went down to 1993.
Yeah,
it's 2024.
It's
The evolution.
era
There's
now.
new guys creating new era. Sprinkles, the gumbos, the spray turbs.
Right.
You can't be mad. Just so
It's
if
the
you don't like
evolution
it,
of
don't
the
participate.
Yeah.
No disrespect. And I
game is
tell you, because I
evolving.
see it through my sons. Like, that's what, this is an era that, if you're 18 to 25 years old right now, 2024, you grew up, me, I grabbed a cigarette when I was 14. A 15-year is going to grab a vape that tastes like watermelon. So what do you think how his weed is going to want him to taste? He's going to want his weed to taste like watermelon if that's what he likes. Yeah. So we in a futuristic world. Like, this is not our era.
No.
This is the era of moving to the next level as legacy.
Talking about 30 years later from when you started.
Exactly. To
shit
be
changes.
alive, and not sick, not in the hospital, not, thank God.
Yeah.
Not have cancer or some
It's a
shit.
blessing.
Some of us done got shot and still alive. Some of them have, kidney transplants and all that.
All sorts of shit.
And still here and still being part of the, the culture, whether it's on the business level, whether it's on the brand level, in any level, whether, as an employee, that you can actually go get a job, fill out an application, do an interview, and go get a job and sell bud and get a check, a direct deposit, $30 an hour, $20.
Whoever thought, right?
Who?
There's not a. There's
So
not another.
how can't you cannot? I mean, my bad. How you can't be grateful for something like that? It's just moving forward. It's evolving, bro.
And then all that other shit that you said that people went through, getting locked out, getting deported. These people one day will never have to go through that.
Exactly. This
Yeah,
is
all
more for
that
the
shit.
future. More people. And 10 years from now, if I make it 10 years from now, it's gonna be a different world. And if I'm alive, God willing, it's it's like, how do you make it this far? You get what I'm saying? To see it, because at the end of the day, this is where it's going. No matter how we push it and pin it around and twist it, it's going to a legal market to an extent. Yes, it's going to be a black market. Yes, it's going to be this. But a man that's 49 years old and 50 and better, ¿hasta cuándo?
Yeah.
Up to when,
1,000%, man. That's
You
why.
know what I'm saying? Me, I'd rather go work in a dispensary right now, get stability, and do it in my neighborhood or in any other neighborhood, and build community with the company legally, and be happy as hell, and sell The same thing that got me locked up, the same thing that made me
Did all
thousands
sorts
of
of shit.
dollars,
Yeah,
same thing that I lost friends for,
Yeah.
and do it legally. And I'll be the happy. I don't need the $10 million, bro. Some people do. I'm not gonna because if you got the $10 million, you my peoples. I need. You get what I'm saying? You know, because I'ma still eat. You feel me? I'ma still eat. Why? Because of relationships. For me, it's always the cannabis thing has always been about the relationships. For me, you know what I'm saying? Bro calls me, got an idea. Yo, let's try it. Yo, I even open up an art gallery, bro.
Whatever,
It all
yeah,
started
man. Yeah,
East
man.
Village, bro.
Yeah.
With my bro, because of a phone call.
I'm not gonna lie, Tito's life is a roller coaster, but we gotta get you like a 20 seasons, 8 episodes.
I don't know what we're doing. Yo, I don't know. You're gonna have to, Jordan, you're gonna have to really work this. You know, I can help you edit if you want, but you gotta work because it's long, bro.
David, are we missing anything though? Because I know it was a lot. He kind of like answered a lot of my questions while we were talking through it. I think it was good, buddy. We don't really.
I got something for everybody out there.
I love when he do that.
Keep on. Going to happymunkey.com. Look out for more pop-ups we got coming out. Shout out to David, Vanessa, Jordan, the rest of the team. We've been popping up lately. We popped up in Working Row. We popped up at Sony Music Hall, and we'll be popping up more in the neighborhood near you, so stay in tune.
Yeah, man.
Anything, David?
I'm curious. What was the first time you got high?
I was 14 years old.
Yeah, I was just like, we went through this whole thing. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
nobody asked me that, and me being
Yeah, we
high.
just went in. We just went in.
So when I was like 14 years old, and I smoked in Jersey in one of my cousin's house. I went over for like a
Where you was at in Jersey?
sleepover. I don't know. I think Marlboro, Jersey. He was like the white side of the family. You know, lived in the suburbs, and so and his father was my godfather. And I was like 13, 14 years old, and you know they were smoking weed. I smoked because I was from New York, so I smoked. That was the first time I ever smoked, and then I just
It was a joint, a blunt.
a joint. It was a joint. And I don't even know what the fuck kind of weed it was. Imagínate, I was 14 years old, some haraquita, you know, Marlboro, New Jersey.
Listening to Redman or some shit.
And then to the point then, I think I chilled. I wasn't really too much of a smoker like that. And I just started smoking with the pellets and all that shit. And yeah, 14, 15 years old. I've been smoking since then. Never really stopped. That's why I micro smoke now. I'm not that tolerant with the high. I get stupid high now. And yeah, and I just want to shout out everybody here in this room. We all have relationships. Shout out to Jay Platinum is in the building. Yeah. He's my spiritual brother. Forget about the whole thing. A spiritual brother. You know, we met in the business. We done music. I mean, this guy was getting me so much platinum weed that I called him Jay Platinum, brother. Like, that's how his name came up. He even started a record company with it, managing artists. So, yeah, you know, much shout out to the bros. And, yeah, and to Dyckman, Washington Heights, Harlem, New York, right? Yeah, man. Like, Brooklyn. Like those are all fam. Everybody, you know.
That's it. We New York now. We come from these blocks. We born and raised in New York, but now
pioneers that I mentioned that I didn't mention, you all was a part of the situation. Everybody played a part. There wasn't I was the one, I was the man, and pound for pound. There was a lot of pound for pound, but there was certain pound for pounds. There were no joke.
Yeah, people stood out,
niggas
right?
Niggas are still around, too, on the low.
So
you feel me?
So like I said earlier, you know, again, this episode, I love that, you know, it's hitting home, but it's also, like, again, it's a beacon. I want to kind of, like, shout out to everybody who, you know.
Yeah, was part of this.
That was part of this, and if you're around now, right, if there's a way for you to reach out, right? If there's a chance for you to tell your story and kind of, like, share those vulnerable moments with us, we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like this is the platform for you. So
I mean, I came over. Even though we have history and everything, I'm comfortable, and you know, you should be comfortable to be able to tell your story.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Without like getting in trouble for it or whatever the case may be. Like, tell your story, Richie. Tell your story.
You know,
because I was part of you. Was part of mine. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay. You know, we was talking about that the other day. Sugar Bear. You feel me? Like, tell your story.
In the fucking building. We got a lot of triple OGs in here today.
Exactly. Big J. Like, what's good?
You know, you know, the legal industry is a baby. It's only 2 years old. It's in its terrible twos. So it's a little bit unpredictable at the moment right now. So you know, I guess this is kind of like our moment to still bridge everybody together, right?
Yeah.
So when the time comes, right, everybody knows where to go, how it fits, where you fit. Do you want a brand? Do you want a store? Do you want to grow? Do you know,
Exactly.
you take part of it? Do you even want to take part of it, right?
Yeah.
But the whole point is that we want people to have options, to have a platform, somewhere to get some sort of information, because for us, we had to go get this information, right? It wasn't north of 125th or 110th, like we like to say, right? So, you know, fortunately, we get to spread the love now. So hopefully, this is what we, you know, hope to do. You know what I mean? And talking with you and Vlad and the squad in here, you know what I mean? Again, we want everybody to feel comfortable to come and talk, right? There's a lot of ladies who was involved, right? Who got money.
Shout out to
you know,
women in cannabis.
that got it
sure.
shaking. I know some ladies who, you know, who pointed me the right direction.
And my bad with that, but yeah, definitely shout out to all the women in cannabis. Yo, there's a lot of, like we would say uptown, montras that move mad bud, bro.
Absolutely.
And also partake even in the industry now, the younger generations. These girls is outside. They promoting. They're showing up to every type of event. They're getting all types of information. You know what I'm saying? Information that I don't know about. And just because we, relationships again, boom, they'll put me on. Women in cannabis is a big key. You know what I mean? And I think we, support them. And I have stories with them, but it's like I said, we got caught up. We got caught up.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, another part to add and to what Ramon said and what you said, not only is it important that every information said, it's important to know that if we don't support each other and we don't give each other the flowers, then who is? And that's why you here today, because we wanted to give you your flowers, because without you, we wouldn't know these stories. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are today, and people like you. And for you to choose us to come share this love with, and for us just knowing you personally and all the blood, sweat, and tears you put in. If we don't give each other our flowers, we don't do it publicly for each other so everybody can see, then who will?
Who will?
There you go.
Thanks, my brother. Appreciate that. Yo, Ramon, man. Love, man. Thank you, guys.
I think that was good.
So,
That was-
yeah.